There's some balloons on the track. I said balloons are pulling up. Hearts are getting low. Wet ass Quincy. If the Moab's getting through, we need wet ass Quincy. Here we are, wave 63, extra long and extra hard. I drop Quincy right in their path. Rapid shot, I'ma leave them scarred. Monkey sub is always trash. Drop him in water, but they just splash. Ice monkey sucks, leave it to dry. While Quincy is wet with resolute eyes like big blast. Get a bomb shooter, but wave 98 you won't endure. Just give me a monkey with a bow to pop all those little boons clean. Don't need a gun like father like son. Always poppin' till the job's done. He can't lose, he can't leak. You think I'm lying? Then check on his streak. Helipad, always bad. Get me a giga chat quick by now, or the camera's gonna leave you dead. You're wasting time on ninjas, even though they're swinging this pretty sad. I wish you all the best when the waves have balloons with lead. Talk yo shit.
Guys, finally, you'll head to the sweltering lands of the Imperium to retrieve Quincy.
Is that all you got?
Good luck, Agent Julie.
All these balloons and arrows and blue de Niro feel like a superhero. Looks like number 2 pencils when I shoot, but no lead goes through my barrel. You be careful, infinite clip, I'm never few of ammo. And we don't let that fake shit fly, cause we view the camo. We just let that sharp shit fly, you see my point? As soon as these darts hit the sky, it's helium joints. I'm a hawk through my targeting eye, you can't avoid. So don't fuck with the marketing guy, he's so much more. We're smoking darts and we sniffing coke. In the studio I'll work with the mic like I'm Quincy Jones. Big blimps bringing me down, I might play little do you know, but there's no magic fabric that can match against Quincy's bow. Yeah, it's been a good year. We shot the blimp out the sky, it's been a good year. Smoking CBD and DDTs, this BTD, these chimps in a line that you should fear.
There's ops, some airheads, I'm chewing them out. Balloons lining up, Brandon snorting them down. Upgrade these
Yo! Corridan, Fade Runner, Artama, John, Nico, Fluent, Trisket. What's up? Bro, what is up? Happy Saturday. How's everybody doing? Good to see you. I'm sunburnt all the shit. Bro, I'm burnt up. Is it quiet? All right, let me see. I can fix that. I can fix it. Don't you worry a thing. Let's see. Crank this. Crank this. Toast. How we talking? Better? Show us the money you won? Oh, yeah. Oh, you guys want to see the money I won? From the poker game, huh? All right. You want me to do a little money spread? You want to start? All right. You want me to do a money spread? I'll do a money spread. All right, here we go. All right, let me show you. Fucking goose egg, bro. Negative dollars. None of those strategies worked. Not one of those strategies that we discussed worked. It was it was complete disaster. You know what? Most people there just played fundamental poker and they beat my ass, dude. What did I fucking tried all this stupid shit. Oh. By the way, there's... Oh, yeah. It's cops. That is my father-in-law. But there's no door right now. So when I'm screaming obscenities about my poker losses, everyone can hear me. Why is he a cowboy? Why is your dad not a cowboy? It's the real question. Think on that. Think on that, bro. Oh, this is going to get loud, maybe. Yikes, chat. Yikes. Internet Shaquille, thank you for the prime. I'm your Huckleberry, thank you for 6 months. Spiteful Batman, thank you for 6 months. Bro is flexing on us with 2 dads. Bro, get married to someone with a dad. You get a dad. It comes with a deal. It's a package deal. Why are you sunburnt? I had a pool day today. So I'm going to tell you, I hosted a pool day today, and I don't even have a pool. This is going to sound like an ad. Before I go into the store, I'll show you this is not an ad. This is not an ad. but it is a very useful solution. What happened to your door? We're replacing it. If you'll notice, this is the bottom of the Atrioc iceberg, bro. This is like the tippity bottom. My floor is now a different color. What does it mean? Am I in an entirely different room? Is this whole thing a set? What the hell? Different angle, different room? Where is he? Is he a different country? Did I move to Russia and then build the exact set in the background so you can't tell the difference? Try to get. Yeah, maybe I'm a twin. Maybe I'm an entirely different person who's got slightly redder skin, who acts like Atrioc but is functionally different on a slightly different floor. What if Atrioc was a fucking 20-year experiment where they just keep killing me and replace me with a clone? New library? Skin peeling stream later this week. It's not going to peel. As you guys may know. Oh, perfect. Nice. As you guys may know, this is gonna cool into a nice tan. All right? This is not I'm not going to burn. All right? This is going to turn into a nice This is going to set. By tomorrow this is going to set. Yeah, I'm a Latino, dude. I'm a Latino. None of this is gonna peel. It's already too late. Anyway, let me tell you. So, I decided to host a pool day because it's been hot as fuck in Los Angeles. Wait, make sure there's fixing this. Wait, Clone Atrioc must be better than regular Atrioc that hit the pipe in Paper Mario 21 times. That is such a specific reference. But yes, I guess. Hey, yo, first time chatter. Just want to say I love your work. Adrian 0001, tell me what your favorite piece of my work is. I just want to know. I'm interested because I've heard many answers. Just do not say the green out. Really? So you saw an NVIDIA marketing campaign from 2018 and said, I'm going to wait 5 years and then join this guy's Twitch stream. That's crazy. I'm going to find who was behind that campaign. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait 5 years. And then I'm going to tune in and see how it goes. It did go hard. Hey, let me tell you something. This place comes from the green out. I'll tell you that right now. The door's gone. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the door. I'll be honest with you. I don't understand. The door's going in. The door's going out. I think my door's getting stolen. It could be the librarian. He could be involved. Atrioc, I just got a job at Wetzel's like you suggested. What's the next step? The next step is to learn everything there is to know about Wetzel's, and then I will hire you. Not kidding. If you're an Atrioc chatter who knows the ins and outs of Wetzel's Pretzels, I will probably hire you sometime in the future to run my Wetzel's empire. I'm going to need someone. I need someone I can talk to who understands it but can speak my language. You guys are all saying me, but I don't think any of you know anything about Wetzel's. Corporate espionage? It's not really espionage if you're leaving Wetzel's to work at a different Wetzel's franchise. Do you understand? Is that tracking at all? Are you? The sales are goated, sir. I'm not saying he needs to speak my language like he needs to speak like a fucking streamer. He doesn't need to speak like a fucking ADHD streamer. I need him to speak like in a way that we understand each other. Okay? What's good, glizzy gangsta? No, actually, I would prefer not that. I would prefer a regular person, not someone who uses fucking jokes like that in our meeting that we're going to talk about Wetzel's. I will quit my job at Subway to work at Wetzel's for you. The problem is, here's the thing. I very much doubt you moved cross-country to work at Subway. So probably you picked it because it was somewhat convenient to your location. For you to leave Subway for Wetzel's means I would have to build the Wetzel's right next to where you live. You did. Okay, you did. It was just the art. The love of the game. Yeah, you wanted to be a sandwich artist, and you put the art in that. Did Big A win poker? So I already posted a money spread. The answer, unfortunately, is no. For some reason, all of my gambits... Actually, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to say this once because at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to tell you... I've resolved in my life to never spend any time explaining poker hands because nobody cares. But I'm going to do it once. Because I thought it was funny. I was in a hand with Aiden, okay? And it's like it's like the last hand of the night, one of the last hands. And I have a pretty big stack. I got a few $100 in front of me. All right? Whatever. We're only playing for like $250. And I had, I don't know, something like I had $400. Whatever. And I have pocket threes. I got 2 threes in my hand. And then I'm like, I make a big raise. And I'm like trying to bluff her. I'm going to scare everybody. The flop comes random. And I don't hit anything. I have no other 3. Every card out there is better than mine. I'm definitely losing. But I'm a little bored. And I wanted to hit a set, which is 3 of a kind. So I'm like, what if I just pretend I did? So what I do is I take all my chips and I say, I hit a set. Everybody at the table, I hit a set. If you have any chips, they will be going to me. I hit a set right now. If you call my bet, you will lose. Because I'm like, I'm just going to force it. I'm just going to force it down mid. You know, it's like, are they going to believe me or not? So I'm like, I had a set. And I just take all my chips and I shove it in. And it's like, it's kind of a crazy play. And it's like, would he do that? You know, maybe because I've been playing wild all night. Maybe he's just, maybe he's telling the truth. What if it'd be hilarious if he's telling the truth. And everyone folds. I mean, it goes fold. And then it gets to Aiden. And Aiden's looking at his cards. And he's thinking about it. And he's looking at me. And he's like, I think you're not lying. But it's worth paying a few $100 to find out. And I'm trying to be convincing. I'm like, Aiden, I have a set. You are throwing your money away. I'm fine. If you want to, go for it. And he thinks about it. And then he goes, okay. And he pushes all his chips in. And then he shows that he has a set. Fuck, dude. Fuck. So it's like... He thought, because I could have had a higher set. There's a card that could have been a higher set. But like realistically, he's never folding there. How unlucky is that, bro? How unlucky. Oh, God. And he almost folded. He almost folded his set to a higher set. So anyway, he had a set. And I lose all my chips. I literally was doing well. And then I was like, I just busted on that. So what are you going to do? Bluffing against the second nuts? Yeah, literally. I was bluffing against the second nuts, but what are you going to do? But it was fun. It was a really fun night. It was a really fun night. Good night. But then today was way more fun. Today I hosted a pool party, and I don't have a pool. How did I do that, you ask? A simple solution. Technology. Technology's been pushing all of us forward, but not microprocessors, not artificial intelligence. I'm talking about the metaverse. Yeah, I hosted a metaverse pool day. This is a fake sunburn. I sprayed on the sunburn so I could feel like it was so fun. It was so fun. No, there's an app. Again, not sponsored. This app sucks. It's terrible. Don't ever get it. It was called Swimply, and it's like Airbnb, but only for pools. So like if some rich person has a pool, you can just rent it for the day, and you can't go in their house. You could only go in their pool. It was interesting. So, LA is full of many people with fucking mansions and shit that often have pools that are some of them are never even there. And so we find, and the prices are cheap. That's the thing. It was like $20 an hour. So, for a nice pool, for like a rich person's pool. So I rent this pool and we show up and it's like, in a really nice part of LA, and it's like all these houses are super nice, and we're driving past, and I'm in my fucking Honda Fit with a broken mirror, And I get there, and there's like 3 fucking Teslas. And I get in, and we just go out the back, and there's this fucking really nice pool with a basketball court and pool toys and speakers and all this shit. And the lady's like, yeah, just don't go in the house. Pool's yours for 5 hours. And it was like, holy shit, it was fucking dope. So, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're in a city and you don't have a pool and you want to beat the heat, Atrioc is a millionaire cosplaying as a broke person with his car. Fake as fuck, buy a lamb truck. What's a lamb truck? Lambo? Is there a Lambo truck? Or what is a lamb truck? I've had this Honda Fit for a long time, all right? I ride or die with it. A Lamborghini. I'm not a car guy. Quack. All right? I'm a simple salt of the earth, almost farmer, really. A modern day farmer. Lambo Urus. This is not a truck. I'll tell you that right now. And I will buy one. I'll buy one right now, all right? We're going to buy one of these. Taken out of your pay. No, what? This doesn't even look that cool. Imagine picking this car when you could have the fucking space, the leg room of a Honda Fit. It's called a Honda Fit. It can fit all of our supplies, but still amply fit in a compact parking spot. While this, I mean, this is too much. Ugly green color too. Honda Fits are actually pretty sick. Thank you, Chatter. Someone gets it. So anyway, we order the pool on Swimply. We get there. And obviously, I pull the TikTok move, all right? I ask them, what do they do? My first question is I take out my phone and I say, hey, what do you do for work? Because I want to know why they have this fucking mansion. It's like a super, super nice house. Because here's my curious question is like, if you can afford this absolutely absurd pool and basketball court and outdoor like office slash restroom area that the guests can go to, why are you renting your pool out for, $25 an hour on Swimply? Right? What is the situation where you need the money from the Swimply, but also you can afford this absurd place? So I asked them, like, what do you do for work? And they're showing me around before everyone got there. And they said vaguely real estate, which I guess could mean a couple of things. It could mean you're literally a real estate agent and you're hustling to like move $1 million mansions, or your family's uber wealthy and just owns shit. I don't know. I don't know what that means. They just said real estate. Option 2. Yeah, I mean, it could be. They said they just moved in though. So they just moved in. They're already renting out their pool. I didn't quite understand. I couldn't get to the bottom of it, but it was good for us. And as far as I can tell, at least in LA, there's like a zillion pools like this. I feel like I've unlocked the secret of the universe where if you are poolless and want a private pool, it doesn't cost you very much. They have no more money after buying the house. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. They got a few $100 from us. And then everyone shows up. We came in the pool. It was pretty sick. Although I found out today that, well, I guess I found out on stream the night before, Hurricane Hillary is about to hit LA. Like, they thought no one would book today because there's a hurricane, and the entire day it was pretty cloudy on account of the upcoming hurricane. So the pool wasn't as warm as it could have been, but I guess it was cheap. Doorman's back. Yeah, I think the door it will get locked in. Did Big A talk about the door cowboy in the back? No, the thing is, I'm keeping that a secret. It's kind of like you'll never truly understand. It's just, that's going on in my life. You'll never understand why there's a door cowboy in my life. That's just something you'll never figure out. It's going to be part of the fucking iceberg. Put at the bottom of the iceberg, just put door cowboy and then don't. Is this an Indiana Jones ad? Explain to me why a guy sunburnt talking about a pool while someone fixes a door behind him would promote the movie Indiana Jones in theaters now and the Crystal Skull. No, it was and the Dial of Destiny, starring Harrison Ford. Don't call Poppy door. Don't call my father-in-law Poppy. How about that? How about I don't call him Door Cowboy and you don't call him Poppy? We'll call it even. What? It's a door. What could possibly be on it? The door was. Well, listen, I don't know if you can fucking tell. The floor is different. The floor is entirely different. You figure out why. But because the floor is different, the door is different. So we're making moves. We're making money. Actually, one more thing while I'm on the subject. Do you guys know the football player? But this is crazy to come out of my mouth because I never speak about football because I don't like it, care about it, or watch it. Do you know the football player? And you're saying yet before I told you. Messi is a soccer player, so not Messi. Do you know not Connery Pants? Connery Pants is a Fortnite player and variety streamer, not a football player. Do you know Tom Brady is a football player, but not the guy I'm talking about? Let me finish. Mbappe, soccer player. S-Fan, a streamer. The Muffin Man is a continuation of my original sentence, but doesn't make sense in the context of a football player. Do you know the football player Johnny Manziel? Johnny Manziel, a.k.a. Johnny Football. No? Bro, yes, what the fuck? Manziel, sorry. Money Manziel. Yeah, I've been saying Money Manziel all week because I watched a documentary on him. I watched the Netflix documentary on him. All I knew about Johnny Manziel was that in 2013-ish, or 2012 maybe, around college, he was super popular and was in a bunch of rap songs. Like Drake had a fucking song about draft day Johnny Manziel. I thought he was a goated football player. It turns out that immediately after he got drafted into the NFL, he started partying and doing drugs every single day and was cut within his first season and lost everything. He's like one of the biggest busts in football history. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know. I had no idea. Like, I barely knew the guy. I thought he was a legend. If you were to ask me, is Johnny Manziel doing well in the NFL? I'd have been like, oh yeah, that guy's a GOAT, right? He's like insta-cut. He still got paid? Yeah. So it's super interesting. So this guy, Johnny Manziel, he's like, he goes to college, right? And he's fucking incredible. He's an incredibly gifted player in college football. Again, bear with me. He wins the Heisman Trophy, which is like the ultimate award, in freshman year, which has never been done. No freshman's ever won the Heisman Trophy. He wins it freshman year. All right? He's the fucking GOAT. And then immediately after that, he throws it all away. He literally stops. There's one point in the movie where, or the documentary, where the people on the NFL team he's signed to are talking to his agent, and they're like, "Hey, Johnny's not watching any tape. He's not studying the game at all." And his agent's like, "No, I mean, he's got to study some. You mean none? You're exaggerating, right?" And they go, "No, we tracked his iPad hours. It's literally zero." Like literally zero. Like he's never opened it once. So this guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I just go home and I don't think about football at all." And then he would go party. And it's crazy because I feel like, I don't know. It feels like such a massive choke. And I couldn't really tell if, I don't know, he had like unresolved family trauma or something. Like I was like, why the fuck is this guy just, I couldn't get to the why. Most people don't think of their job when they're off and at home. Most people aren't in the NFL, bro. It's like fucking a few hundred people ever. And he's getting paid $8.5 million. Bro, it's football. What kind of nerd studies? I guess all of the Tom Brady, all the pros. Yeah, I mean, if you're in the NFL, the optimal strat is to do whatever you can to stay in there for as long as you can, because if you do it long enough, you never have to work again a day in your life. Even a few seasons of being highly paid in the NFL is enough money to last forever. Instead, it was the best part of the movie to me, or the best part of the doc to me was Johnny Manziel is in college, sophomore year. He's a legend. TV's talking about him. He's up and coming superstar. He's crazy. But he's already stopped trying. He's already partying all the time. He's already getting worse, okay? His agent wants to get him into the NFL right then before people figure it out. Yeah, he's faking drug tests. He's getting the fourth string quarterback to take the piss test for him. He's fucking... All right. So his agent is like, this is our only chance to make money. So he drops out of college sophomore year to go to the NFL. And they have like 6 months before the draft, and they just have to keep it hidden that he's a complete shell of a man. So like, you know, they're like keeping him off social media. They're just totally hiding everything. At one point, he has to take a drug test, but he takes drugs like a few days before. So his agent is like walking up to his hotel room with a gallon of Pedialyte, 2 gallons of water, like all this fucking shit to try and get him to fucking get out of his system so he can. And while he's doing that, the agent is like, he gets in the elevator, and then 2 scouts get in. 2 football scouts get in the elevator. He has to like try to hide. He has to like try to hide like the drug tests and all the shit they're doing. So anyway, so he gets up there, and then they pass the test, or barely pass the test, and they do a couple shows or like you know, athletic tests, and he gets by, and the whole point is like, if we can just get drafted in the first round by one of these fucking teams, if one of these teams is dumb enough to believe the hype and pick Johnny Manziel, we get $8.5 million. And so, you know, they just keep it hidden. You know, talk about how good he's being. He's been grinding, dude. He's been getting clean. He's been grinding. He's gonna be great. And then they assume he's gonna go to like Houston or whatever because he's from Texas. But all of the really good teams did their homework and they pass. They don't pick him. Again, the public think he's gonna get picked first. Like the public thinks he's gonna get picked early because he's like incredible, whatever. Finally, it goes to the Cleveland Browns who pick him. So they make the fucking dumbest choice of all time. First round pick, Johnny Manziel, trash. And you can see at the table, obviously he's happy, but I was watching his agent's face because his agent is way happier. His agent is so relieved that he did all of that work and he got, you know, you get $850K or whatever, he gets 10%. Thanks for the raid. Thank you for the raid, Lysel. Actually cracked agent. The agent was cracked. The agent did everything he could to secure $8.5 million for a guy that didn't deserve it. Anyway, he gets in. He blows $5 million immediately on drugs. He goes on a fucking bender and blows $5 million. And so of the 8.5, he has to give $850K to his agent because that's 10%. So he's got 7.2. Taxes probably takes almost all of that. Takes half. And then he spent 5. So as far as I know, he's got nothing left, bro. As far as I know, he blew it all. But in that moment, in the moment between when he got drafted and when he actually had to play games, he's like partying with Drake. He's like going to all these clubs. He's got like celebrity girlfriends. He's like having the time of his life because he's still a famous football player with an upswing. Yeah, and so it was just a crazy story. I'm just surprised that guy choked the bag. He's opening a bar in my town. I'm sure he'll have a great business savvy for it. So what else? The reason I brought that up is because the second funniest part of it to me was that when he was hot shit freshman year and in college or whatever, he would do this whenever he would get a touchdown, and he'd call it the Money Manziel. Money Manziel, dude. I got so much cash. I'm money. I'm great. And then when he got to the NFL, every single time he'd get the ball, some fucking huge ass lineman would tackle him and then do the money manziel over his fucking broken body for the 6 months until he got fucking kicked out of the fucking league. It was so funny. So yeah, I don't know. It was just an interesting documentary, and I never would have watched it because I'm not a big football guy. But something about, I don't know, I was interested because in my mind, just because of that one Drake song, I thought Johnny Manziel was a football legend doing really well, and he's actually not. He's doing terribly. Just got on the stream. Is the floor different? Holy shit, we got a real fan. Furious, welcome to the stream. I was wondering if someone would notice. Yes, it's a different floor. It's a different room. It could be a different Atrioc. We win, we lose, we booze. Money Manziel. Yeah, he did say that in the movie, which is fucking crazy. The idea was, who cares what happens in the football field? I'm going to go get drunk tonight. Which is like a crazy... It's like, I would understand that for like a 48-year-old office worker who's kind of burnt out. I would not understand it for a 19-year-old kid who's about to get drafted to the NFL and like has literally the chance to make lifetime-changing money forever. Wait, actually, how was the floor new when we got out floor replaced? That shit looked like a week. Took like a week. Yeah, well, try having a Mexican father-in-law, dude. That guy's the handiest dude I ever met in my life. He has done so much cool shit for us. Guy's a legend. He did this in a fucking day. You were partying while he fixed the floor? Yeah, I was. So me and Ari were. Yeah, he offered. He's a fucking G, dude. I mean, we're paying. We're paying. He does this. That's what he does for work. He does handyman stuff. Is there a bald spot on your head? No. You're actually the first person to ever say that. It's weird. Chat, let's get a load of this guy. This guy said something about bald and me, even though all of you guys collectively like everybody here is always like, yo, your hair looks fucking great, bro. Your hair's amazing. Bro, your hair's so luscious. It's full. I mean, look at this weirdo, dude. You come in here with this bald shit. We do not do that here, bro. That's not, you got the wrong vibe. You're not reading the room. Hair Trioc. We call him that because he has so much hair. Yeah, I mean, I get a little annoyed with that. I was like, guys, please calm down with the hair stuff. But you're always like, hair Trioc. Oh my God, so much hair. It's too much hair, really. Did I miss poker recap? All I said about poker was that I lost money. All of my strategies didn't work. And I made an absolutely insane bluff on Aiden right as he hit a set. So he called and got my chips. Oh, okay, one more thing I'll say. One more thing I will say about that poker game is that if any of you work at the FBI, because we've done chatters call about jobs, okay? And you guys have a lot of eclectic, interesting jobs. If any one of you work at the FBI and could perhaps put a wiretap on my friend Hugs' house, we could find out if he, the host of the game, scammed me. because there was the last hand of the night, and he's the host. So he goes, hey, everybody, last hand. We're going home. This is our last hand. And he knows when you're dealing with a bunch of content creators that they're very likely on the last hand to punt it all. Because, who wants to figure out chips? Just punt it all and try to win big. So when it got to me on the last hand, I go, fuck it. I'm all in blind. I just took all my money and I put it in and didn't look at my cards. And I thought other people might do that. But then some of them do. Actually, like 4 people go all in. I think a couple of them blind. And one of them is the host, Hugs. And we reveal the cards at the end. I've got trash. Guy next to me has trash. Guy over there, trash. Hugs has pocket aces. On the last hand, where everybody goes all in, and he's the host. And he walks up with like $500. It's interesting. That's very interesting. That's extremely interesting to me. That's extremely interesting to me. So if anyone work at the FBI, I'd love to see if we could just get to the bottom of this. Samus Mans? Yeah. Nice try. Thanks for coming. So the house one, it was fun. I mean, listen, I think you guys have, maybe I've said this, and if not, I'm saying it now. I have been really trying to be someone who isn't just passively social. Okay? I feel like for a long time, I've been very passively social, which just means that, like, if somebody forces me to go to something, I'll have a good time. But I won't make any effort to try and help organize or figure anything out or set anything up or do anything. I'm extremely passive. And so I've been really working on not being that person. And these past few, I think it's really starting to pay off and pay dividends in a way, because, Friday, poker night with friends, Saturday, pool day with different friends. And I'm like helping organize, get people together, pick the right, it feels like I've never been this role in my life, and it feels good. It feels like I'm like being more social, more connective. So, so far so good. Can you set up my birthday party then, Atrioc? Well, how? Okay. Again, it's still for my benefit, right? If I'm being more actively social, doesn't mean I just want to help the world be more social. I'm not trying to go set up your birthday party. Sigma finds his alpha side. Fine. Okay. I'll set up his birthday. You guys are fucking shaming me into it. I'll set up his birthday. What do you want? What do you like? What makes a good birthday to you? Oreos? Oreos, fire trucks, Bionicle. How old are you again? Just so I know when I'm setting up this birthday party with Oreos, fire trucks, and 42. So you're a 42-year-old Bionicle fan who likes Oreos and fire trucks. Okay, we can make that work. Do you want it to be like an office party? Should I get your coworkers? Why are you flaming that dude? Sounds dope. I'm absolutely not flaming that person. I have literally no leg to stand on. I literally just watched a 9-hour Bionicle video and then called the creator of the Bionicle video and am now like trying to build a friendship with him cross country. Here's an honest question. Okay. You've all been to birthday parties or hosted birthday parties. What was the best birthday party you've ever been to? Was there any birthday party that stood out as particularly unique or interesting or good? Nope, you haven't. Nope. Really? You guys are going to fake sag me? You've never been to a birthday party. Never. In your whole life, not even as a kid, you've never been to any birthday party. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Literally never. Really? That's so interesting. I mean, the only way I could see that happens is if you skipped it entirely as a kid. And then, obviously, as an adult, birthday parties are rarer. It's like only certain people have birthday parties. I think, I haven't thrown a birthday party for myself in a very long time because I feel like it's weird. I feel like past 22 or something. Or even 21 is like the last real birthday party. Because that's when something happens. Everything after that is almost feels self-indulgent. We don't do birthdays in EU. That's just patently false. Perhaps you don't, but do not speak for your entire continent that nobody celebrates their birthday, bro. Yeah, that's ridiculous. In the EU, things are different. All right, people don't even know their birthday here in Europe. At my brother's 10th birthday, our dog caught a rabbit and killed it in front of the bouncy castle. Oh, I'm sorry. It seems like that's left an impression, a mark. Ryan JMP, thank you for the 18 months. Hey, Big A. Since it's Get Smarter Saturdays, I highly recommend watching any Bobby Broccoli video. They're all bangers. I finally got a CRT monitor to play my boomer shooters the way God intended. Godspeed, soldier. Thank you for the sub, and I can check it out. We're going to watch some interesting videos today. That's the plan. But I'm still vibing. Shotgun. Those videos are long as fuck. Dude, I do think well, honestly, I was thinking, maybe not today. Maybe not today because I started a little late. I kind of want to watch that Lamino JFK video. And then ideally, I want to upload a full uncut reaction to it, to my main channel. Saying like, Atrioc reacts to. That's my ideal. And hopefully I'm not even here for it. No, I do want to watch it though. I actually legitimately just want to watch it. Seems like it'd be interesting, but I don't know if it's too long. Exploding Shroom, thank you for the prime. Kurthana, thank you for the 23 months. Appreciate it. 23. Rough, almost 2 years. Rough, 8009, thank you for the 13. Yo, Atrioc, are you trying to actually get smarter? I took a logic assessment for my job, and I've got a couple puzzles for you. Sure. Fucker. Januga? What the fuck? Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me see. Bring him on, dude. Bring him on. Couple logic puzzles for me? It's not ain't no biggie. Ain't no problem. Oh, by the way, I'm sort of free associationing some topics that I want to talk about. Number 3 on the list, after Johnny Manziel, Money Manziel, and poker, is BoJack Horseman and how that show's actually pretty based. Late to the party, but I already saw it when it aired, and then I think I'm like discovering why people like YouTube super late to my life. But I don't know. I got algorithmically recommended one of those way over analyzing BoJack Horseman episode videos. And it's one of those videos that takes like fucking 4 hours to cover one episode. And it just dives way too deep on every little detail. But I watched it while I was driving. I just had it on. And, you know, it was kind of cool. It was kind of based. And it made me think about what the episode was about. It made me understand it on a deeper level. And then I liked it. And so what I did was I watched BoJack. I watched a couple episodes of BoJack. Basically the last 3. I watched the finale 3. And it reminded me the show was really good. You know, it dealt with some real shit. And brought up some questions that don't have answers. So I'm just saying that. If you haven't seen BoJack, it's pretty good. Typical California driver. Yeah, what I was doing is, no, I was being really chill about it. What I was doing was I had, you know, one pinky on the wheel, one hand on my coffee. You know what I'm saying? Other hand, full screen phone, turned sideways, held up to my eyes, watching a YouTube video, 2x speed so I can get through it. And, you know, just vibing, just drive. Also music on so I can have a little bit of background noise. Atrioc, it's just about a talking horse. It ain't that deep. Imagine you're like the lead writer. Yeah, all that shit's fake. There was no other message. We just wanted to make a horse talk. I don't know where people got that depression shit. I once knew a guy that was so addicted to Gamba, he had 2 phones with horse races on them when he got pulled over. Given the fact that a person probably would never admit that to you, when you say you used to know a guy, a little bit of a flashback situation. You used to know a guy who got caught with 2 phones, driving, betting on horse races. All right, Januga sent me a DM. Let's see. These fucking Money Manziel. I'm just gonna keep saying it. It's been stuck in my head. I just think it's so fucking funny that he invented a catchphrase that was only used for like 6 months before it was used to make fun of him because he got owned. It's just very funny. It's very, very, very insane. Let's see. Hating on the GOAT. You think Johnny Manziel is the football GOAT? Because you're right. Draft day, Johnny Manziel, dude. The whole thing. But I just remember liking that song in college, and it turns out that guy wasn't great. That's just funny. Why is Discord not working? God diggity damn it. Discord 32-bit and task. All right, let's try it again. By the way, don't think that you guys escaped me grinding Hollow Knight. I'm not gonna do it today, but don't think you escaped. I'm not forgetting about it. I will get that fucking I just haven't had a chance to play it. Just don't assume. Starfield stream? Yeah. Oh, can I tell you guys something? Wait. All right. I have to tell you a story, but God, okay, how do I say this? I want to tell it because I think it's interesting, but it's not. How do I say this? I'm going to do it from your POV. I'm about to tell a story about a nice thing that I did. And I'm proud of it because it feels good to do a nice thing. But when someone tells a story about a nice thing they did, it sounds douchey. Someone else should tell a story. But the problem is nobody else could ever tell a story, and then you never hear it. You know what I'm saying? So either I can not tell you the story, which is fine. I'm happy to not do it. Or I have to tell you, and it's a nice thing I did. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? But I just want you to know that I'm self-aware going in that you shouldn't tell a story like this. Okay? Do you understand? There's no winning here. I'm just telling you, I know going in that there's no winning here, but I thought it was interesting, and I've just been doing different things lately, and so this was the thing I tried, and it was good. So, I'll tell you. My trainer at my gym is a guy who's a little bit older, but pretty shredded. You know, I used to have a trainer at like a fancy LA gym, and it was this guy who was like basically an Instagram model. He actually is an Instagram model for like Puma or something. And he was like super shredded, used to play football, really into it. And that guy was a terrible trainer because he clearly only cared about getting his Instagram modeling career off the ground and was doing this for side money. And he didn't give a shit about me. And he honestly never helped me at all. And we would do the same basic things over and over. And if I did them wrong, he didn't care. And I didn't get any stronger, and I made no progress. All right. And then I got this new guy at a smaller gym, at a local, struggling, average Joe's kind of gym with no fucking AC, sweats like shit in there, smells bad, and it's this older guy. But, you know, he's actually cares, and he's actually a good teacher. And so I've been able to do moves like power cleans and stuff that I could never do before. And I feel like I'm actually making progress, and I'm going up in the weights like I'm, you know, he's like a good guy. And this guy is also a gamer, which is cool because he's kind of older. And also, he used to be super into drugs, got clean, and then got his life together and is super shredded now, which is like a cool story. Like all of his 20s and like 30s, super into drugs, or early 30s, got out of it. He used to work at GameStop, was a total burnout, hated everything. And now he's like, you know, he's strong. And, you know, it's just a cool story. I like the guy a lot. All right. And again, here's what's really cool is like when I'm late, if I'm like 2 minutes late, he's disappointed. It doesn't matter. He gets paid the same, but he's like, hey man, I want to do a full hour today. I want to like get everything out of you. You got to show, but that shows that he cares. You know what I'm saying? Because like the other guy didn't give a shit. He actually preferred when I didn't show up. Most gyms don't want you to show up. They want you to pay and not show up. So he's like a good guy. Like anyway, I've never found a trainer that like cared about me actually getting better. So the guy rules, right? And this whole time, I'm like literally, I've been working out with him since February, which is when I started like, hey, I'm going to try and take it seriously. And this whole time, he's been talking about how excited he is to play Starfield. He's like super excited to play Starfield. He thinks Starfield's all he plays is Destiny. When I say gamer, he's a gamer like 1/3 of every American right now, where they play one game, which is Destiny, and they're addicted to it. They don't play any other game. They're just addicted to Destiny. Right? So, but he is excited for Starfield. He wants to finally quit Destiny. He's done with it, and he wants to play fucking Starfield. All right? So, I mean, literally 6 months. Every time I'm lifting, we're just talking about shit, talking about whatever we're doing. He's like, yeah, can't wait for Starfield, man. He's really excited. All right? A few days ago, maybe a week ago, he is clearly in a bad mood. And I'm like talking to him, like, hey, what's going on, man? You're feeling whatever. I pick up on the vibe. He's in a bad mood. And he's like, yeah, my car engine is totaled. Like it just stopped working. And I brought it in. And because he's got like a Dodge Charger or whatever, it's like fucking dumb expensive. It's like fucking $5,000 to fix. Just a fucking absurd amount. And he's got a friend maybe who might be able to help him out and do it for $3,000, but it'll take longer. He needs the car to get to work. So it's like just stressful. I can just tell the guy's fucking stressed, right? So he borrows a car. He's getting it figured out. He's getting it paid. But then he tells me, he's like, because he has a PS5 that plays Destiny on, and he found out a few months ago that Starfield is Xbox exclusive, which is honestly one of the things I was thinking about when I made that Monopoly video. It's like this average guy just gets kind of fucking screwed because one company bought another company. It sucks. Anyway. So he's like sad about it, right? He can't play Starfield. And he was thinking about buying an Xbox on his fucking credit card. He was going to put $500 on his credit card to buy an Xbox because he wants to play it when it comes out, but he can't afford it right now. Whatever. All right. So after the last workout, after everything was done, I didn't find everybody, but we walked to the car together and I bought him an Xbox. I just had one in the car, and because I know a guy who used to work at Xbox. I got one. I got him fucking Xbox. All right, I give it to him. Whatever. I'm not making a big deal of that. I swear to God, I didn't make a big deal of it. I didn't, whatever. I'm just saying. I just told him like, hey man, I appreciate everything you've done for me. You've cared more than anybody I ever had, and your place is cheaper than the other place anyway. And so I bought him an Xbox, and it was cool because it's like I'm fucking Scrooge discovering that being nice is good. But like, it easily felt better than anything I've bought for myself. Easily. Like I'm just telling you this lesson because you'll learn it in life too, and it'll save you time. S or X? Well, I bought him an S and I bought 2 X's for me. And I held him like this and I was like, enjoy your, no, yeah, I bought him an X. Yeah. So he was like clearly super stoked about it. And that was really cool. And so it felt good. So anyway, I bought him that. And so I'm just telling you that lesson that I'm learning and learning more every day. What? That's what you do with 39 days unironically? Yeah, I was a stronger person back then. I was more of a Giga Chad Sigma. I would just buy my friends 3070s and then keep 3090s for myself. Bro, he can't drive an Xbox to work. He has a car, all right? He's already getting his car fixed. I just know that, like, he told me after that. He told me after that his plan, he had like called one of his friends and he was like, hey, do you think maybe I could come over on launch day and just like watch you play Starfield? Like that was his plan. He was going to go to his friend's house and just watch his friend play Starfield. That's how excited he was. He was like so excited. So now he gets to play it, It's like cool. It's like first of all, one of the best gifts I've ever got. It feels good to buy someone a gift they actually want and will use. That's step one. And then step two, this guy really deserved it and like got dealt an unlucky hand. He's a cool guy. I actually kind of want to bring him on stream. I was thinking of doing a stream, like an IRL stream, where I do the presidential fitness test, maybe with stands or something. And we just try to show how out of shape we are. just do fucking terrible and then see in 6 months if we can do better. I think that'd be a cool stream. And I would love to get this train ran. One second. I'm gonna get water. One second, let's go. Imagine how good it will feel when you give Punch his Honda Civic. No, it won't. It won't feel good because it feels like content. I don't want to do content. And the only reason I'm telling you, I mean, the true smart thing to do, or it's not a smart thing, but like the fucking wise sage thing to do, is to do this in real life and never tell a story. But the problem with streaming is that like, either the stream is either fake and inauthentic, or you have to mine your entire personal life. Like either I'm telling, I either have to fucking tell you what is actually happening in my life and be real and tell real stories, or it's fucking inauthentic. It's like my only options. So I have to tell you, unfortunately. But I'm not going to tell anybody in real life. I didn't tell you about the pool party, Is Starfield even going to be good? Dude, it's going to be so depressing when he asks me for the receipt so we can return the Xbox. Because Starfield blows ass. It's going to be terrible when fucking day one, it's like the most buggy fucking glitchy ass riddle game. And he's like, yo, can I use the 500 because I just pay the car bill? Does he know you're a streamer? No. That's the other thing. Is I've never told him I'm a streamer. I don't ever mention content. As far as he knows, I just like work vaguely in like marketing. That's it. You're going to reveal yourself as the Glarketer like Batman. What a terrible sentence. What an awful sentence. You look like you should be strolling through Walmart with that fit. Is that what you said? Why? What's wrong with this fit? You mean the floss like a boss tank top? I could wear this to a funeral, dude. Yours, ideally. And I will floss on your fucking coffin, bro. Have a little respect. You look burnt? Yeah, I am. I'll be honest with you. I am a little burnt. I didn't put on sunscreen till fucking... Well, here's the deal. I don't know if you know this, but you can still get burnt even if there's cloud coverage. Turns out it's more the UV rays than it is the direct sunlight. And so that's kicking in on me now because today was pre-hurricane day. There was a good amount of cloud coverage, and I figured sunscreen, more like anti-fun screen. So I didn't put any on. And then I got fucking roasted. I'm like scorched earth. So then I put on sunscreen, but it was like 3 hours late. It still helped for the last half, I think. This might cool down into an even tan. I'll be honest with you. You guys are acting like it won't, but it actually might. See me tomorrow, dude. You prepared for the big hurricane? I am prepared in that I will go live during it and try to farm a clip. That's my hurricane plan is a one-step process, which is like try to farm a clip during. Stormwatcher, yeah. Will you be reporting in the field? I am trying to get a backpack through Gun Run because I have some ideas, including one featuring Evan Gao that I want to do that need a backpack. And I was like, you know what? This whole thing where I'm trying to be out more, do more things, requires me to be able to do content outside of just this room. Didn't you just complain about mining your personal life for content? I didn't really complain about it. I just told you the truth. The truth is you either have to do that or stream becomes very disconnected and not that fun for me or the chat generally. It feels too inauthentic. So my solution is just to like try to be honest about everything that I can, because then it's much easier. All right, let me blow my nose because it is a little stuffed. This is not cocaine. I like that this meme has gone from saying Yep Coke to like Yep Honda, like Yep whatever the recent discussion topic was. People just say Yep and then a word that's like stuck in their RAM from the last 5 minutes of conversation. Yep, Xbox. Yeah, it's like you're broken robots when I'm off screen and you're just saying Yep and repeating the last fucking like a parrot thing that you heard. It's a brain breaking. KYR Daddy Milkers. What an awful tag. Bro, what an awful tag. I'm going to sign up online. I'm going to try and make an online presence for myself. What's my username going to be? How am I going to represent myself to the world? KYR Daddy Milkers. I'll build my brand off that. Thank you for the 5 months. 5 months you've been doing that. And I must have never thanked you because I would have called that name out before. Do you think any crypto will ever be respectable? All right, here's another thing. Here's another true story from real life. Oh, see, I have to figure out how much I can mine. But I'll tell it to you. All right. Somebody at my pool party, ex-colleague of Twitch, great guy I really respect, came up with. He's currently working at a firm that has a really cool idea, and he was telling me about it. And then, he's going and talking about all the stuff it's gonna do. Oh, it's an ad? Fuck, I'll wait. Dude, fuck these ads. Fuck these ads. Fuck the system. This story is an ad? No. I'm not going to say the name. I will not say the name. That would be an ad. Lol W, good story. Hey, everybody who's a sub, talk about how funny the story is. Everybody who's a sub, just Lol W right now. Like I said something fucking hilarious. Just, I can't Lol W. Holy shit. Because then everybody who's not is going to fucking sub. Because they don't want to miss it. I'm going to farm so many subs, dude. Because everyone's going to be like, wait, they can't. And I'm still going. Keep laughing. Like, no, he's still going. He's still going. Dude, it's so funny because even if you know it's fake, you're still kind of, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're still kind of feeling FOMO. I'm getting subs right now. Somebody's still kind of feeling FOMO. March TC, what is he saying? I would hate to miss this. Best story yet. That's too good. Thank God I used my Prime sub. Oh, goddamn superhero. Turbo Gang here, but here's a Prime for the story. Oh, you can already see. Anyway. Whoo! And then we come down. Ads are almost over. Whoo! Oh my God, guys. That was crazy. That was one of the best moments we've ever had in this chat. That back and forth. Fuck, that was good. Whew. Ooh, that was a knee slapper. I can never tell that again. That one stays with me. I'm gonna have to delete the VOD on that one. That was a good one. Jesus Christ. VIP that chatter for sure. You can't top that ever. That story was a movie. That story was not direct to DVD. Damn, I forgot. So here's what I'm saying. So anyway, this guy at the party is talking to me. And he's telling me about what he's doing now, and it's like it sounds great. And then you hear the dreaded words. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even making this judgment. I'm just thinking about like what the audience will say as a marketer. So he's like, yeah, and it's got some Web3 elements. And like the second I hear Web3 and blockchain, it's like, oh, this is going to be much harder to, because it's a service that I think is very cool that is marketed to gamers. But like when you say those words, it doesn't matter what is after them or before them. I think in my mind, those make it a hard sell. So anyway, he was talking to me about maybe like paying for promotion and talking about it on stream. And I told him honestly, I was like, hey bro, I literally think this idea is really cool. And the people involved are cool. But I'm very worried that if we bring this up on stream and say those words, rip Adelphia. Just because I think gamers don't even listen anymore. I think back in 2021, if you said blockchain or whatever, people might be like, all right, let me hear you out, but I'm nervous. But nowadays, you just say anything like that, and it's like they don't even, their brain is shut off. There's no discussion anymore. There's no like back and forth. So like it's been proven, you know. Not even gamers, most people do. Yeah, I think you're right. I think gamers were one of the first people to have that reaction, and now like almost everybody does. I think crypto's burnt so many people that it's like almost like the way white blood cells get used to a virus. I feel like crypto swept in like a flu, and everyone got a hit with it, and then they got the fucking immunity. And now they're inoculated, and now no one, like, it doesn't work anymore. You can't get infected again. Yeah, I watch House. All right. Yeah, I'm a House viewer. I'm a psych PhD. That's literally a thing. Interesting. Maybe I'll talk to you about your job one day. Well, actually, it's a PhD. Maybe you're still hating life in school. Nice mason jar, lol W. I don't know why some people, Dr. Battle included, choose to make fun of the way that I consume liquids in a mason jar. I find it to be a quite convenient, easily washable, and nice way. If it was a tall cup that said like, don't give a fuck, watch football, NFL on Fox, that would be cool. But a mason jar is weird. I already set you up for that. You're going to say, yep, that's an easy one. That is a cool cup. That was a bad example. That was obviously a bad example because I was spitballing, and I'm such a good marketer that I created a great cup. I created an amazing cup on the top of the dome. I wish they'd use that. Who the fuck is Mason, lol W? Yeah, no, you're a good one. Good one. Do you pack lunches in mason jars too? No, because that would be an inappropriate use of the jar. The jar is a very convenient drinking mechanism, not great for packing lunches in. I don't know how you didn't roast me on that one. That's not a good one. That's a complete misunderstanding of what's going on. It's like trying to throw in a what about yogurt? Yeah. Are you having trouble following? This object and its possible uses are food and drink. Yeah, you could put yogurt in this. You could put liquids in this. It would be bad for lunch. I put smoothies in it, yes. And I've been making smoothies. Smoothie King's back. What about a PB&J sandwich? Nope. That would be just like, I feel like you guys are doing the Patrick scene. Is mayonnaise an instrument? You guys are being deliberately obtuse. All right? And this is a Get Smarter Saturdays. I need you to bring your intelligence up a few notches. All right? Just curious how you're comfortable drinking from it, lol W. I don't know. I put the liquid in it. What about that baffles you? What about that baffles you? The liquid's here. I pour it into my mouth. It's so easy to clean too. It's ridiculous. You guys are a social experiment designed to nitpick the most benign things about my life. And I can't quite tell because there's more of you than there are of me. So I always feel, this low level buzz of anxiety that you're right. You guys are literally on as a factory level gaslighting me. You are factory level gaslighting me on everything. We would never do that. You're wrong for thinking. Nice chain and tank top, bro. Thank you very much. I hope you're being sincere because I would hate to feel like a Twitch chatter had ever subtly negged my appearance. That would break me. I would hate to think that someone would ever even be so forward as to do so. Nice chain, cuh. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. This is the perfect fit to a pool day, by the way. Floss like a boss. Show up. Floss afterwards. Bro got the Vin Diesel starter kit on. You call this the Vin starter kit? That's actually pretty funny. And not only am I not insulted, I'm a little bit complimented. I feel like a little bit closer to my family. Someone asked, no Bev August? Is that what you said, Quack? I don't remember what that was. All right, I'm not playing your little bits, Quack.
What is the noise again? Quack, 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 quack.
All right, I'm trying to make Money Manziel moves. Oh, it's water only? Yeah, no problem. Well, no, actually terrible. What do you mean? I drank a bunch of bevs today at the pool party. Yeah, I didn't fucking what? No, I drank fucking like a White Claw or some shit. I drank fucking yeah. But if you're talking about day to day, I drink water only out of mason jars. Also, does it count? Hear me out, Your Honor. Your Honor, I presented the court a question. Does it count as failing no Bev August if I make a smoothie, blend it, and pour it into a cup before I drink it? Does that really count as a beverage? It's in a mason jar, by the way. So it's basically food. Smoothie's not a bev. My argument is that a smoothie is really a meal and not a beverage. You wouldn't classify it as a beverage. It's a liquid, or it's sloppy like a liquid. You can chew it. I mean, it has texture. There's a little banana in there. It's a banana. Like a banana's not a beverage. So why when I blend a banana does it become a beverage? You know what I'm saying? This is such a trash take. I am glad that you feel that strongly about it. I am glad that this is something that you feel so passionately about. However, I do disagree with you, sir. Is orange juice a beverage or a meal? No, because orange juice is not blended orange. Orange juice is the juice squeezed out of an orange. That's different. There's still an orange left. Just juiceless. What about orange juice with pulp? That's a meal. That's a meal, bro. It's like you're chewing that shit. How pulpy we talking, dude? How pulpy we talking? You talking Pulp Fiction? You talking pulped up? Yeah, if it's pulped up, that's a meal, bro. I don't like extra pulp in my orange juice, dude. That shit, you gotta chew through that shit. No, I want regular orange juice. I used to hate pulp, but now I don't think it's real OJ unless it's minorly pulpy. What's your name? The Big Pink Stoner Story. That's a great subheading. You know what I'm saying? That's a powerful line. Yeah. No, that's really cool. I agree. By the way, I agree. Generally. Not that it's a hot take, but I do think a little bit of pulp is good. But once... It's almost like... Pulp is like... what is pulp like? What is pulp like? Pulp is like... the president, you know? You want to know that it's there, but I don't want to hear about it too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be talking about the president every day. I just want to know that they're working. And for me with pulp, I want to know that it's in my drink, but I don't want it to be front and center. I don't want it to be the star of the show. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want a pulp forward juice. I want to drink Joe Biden. All right, we're getting off track. Today's plan is to watch, as you can tell from this entire conversation, we need to get more intelligent. Every week we drain brain cells. We get to Saturday. We try to save it. We try to pull up out of the nosedive. All right? We're going straight down. We got to pull up out of the nosedive. That's what we're doing today by watching intelligent YouTube videos. Videos that follow 3 simple rules that bring excellence to this story tradition of Get Smarter Saturdays. Rule number 1, the video cannot be too long. Rule number 2, the video cannot be too boring. Rule number 3, at the end of the video, we collectively must have learned something. We must be a little bit smarter than we went in. So let's pull up the website. Fuck, I always forget it. Let's find it. Crimp's just messing me. Oh, muddled. Oh, this website might be fucking down, bro. Sheesh, this website's down. Fuck. Well, there's a back. Is it GSS or whatever? Yeah, okay, I got it. All right. We got a backup website. And this backup website is live right now with your videos submitted in chat. As you post them, they'll show up here. And then we'll watch them and ideally learn something collectively. Russian roulette on live TV. What could go wrong? Did you link me a fucking snuff film? I don't want to watch somebody shoot themselves in the head on Russian television. I need this to be a ban button, dude. I need to find a way to close this. We'll watch the Mr. Beast video today. Oh, what the fuck?
We are now stranded on a...
Maybe we'll watch it right now. All right, let's get out of the way, dude. Every country on earth fights for $250,000. The only reason I'm interested in this video is because, if you'll notice, Mr. Beast has started aggressively marketing his videos in a way that he did not used to do. He is now on a regular release cadence, basically like every Saturday, and he is spending the full week marketing the video, telling you what the idea is ahead of time, using clips and teasers from it, getting people excited, and making an official launch day. He is acting more and more like broadcast TV at the scale he's getting at. He is building out a full marketing arm for a release of a regular TV show, basically. It's very interesting. So I'm interested in watching the video. Let's see. Let's watch it and see if we learn anything else from it. Okay.
Behind me is one person from every country on Earth.
By the way, it's been working. So he's been breaking records for 24 hours for all these videos. He got like 40 million views, again, in 8 hours. So, I guess what's interesting to me is that Mr. Beast is like, I don't think Mr. Beast is a fucking, I don't know. I think the whole Mr. Beast discussion is boring on both sides. Where they're like, oh, Mr. Beast is a saint. Oh, Mr. Beast is only giving away for views. It's really weird. And they go back and forth. I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that, like, there are big corporations that are actually scared of him. Because he is doing everything they do, but he understands the internet a little better. And so he's actually moving into their territory. That's what I think is interesting. I think Hershey's is actually scared of him. I think they're actually annoyed. They're frustrated. He's kind of running laps around them. I think media companies want to do what he's doing as far as marketing their events and their releases and their content, and they can't. You know, as the media landscape gets more and more fractured into different fucking streaming services that are all losing money, Mr. Beast is a fucking rising valuation. Good strategy. So it's interesting. I'm interested in this. This video probably won't discuss any of that. This video will probably be about some people holding their hands on something until they win a car or whatever. That's not going to be that interesting, but I'm going to watch it anyway because I like the larger discussion. I want to keep in touch with what's going on, Mr. Beast, because I find the whole business move side of it interesting.
See which country's the best. Because I flew all of them here to compete in the most extreme version of the Olympics.
Oh yeah, I do want to say before we get into it, I think one of the funniest things about the marketing for this vid though was that someone found out that he did not include Taiwan as a separate country. Now he's truly acting like a studio. That's how you know he is truly a Hollywood studio, because he's not including Taiwan to make sure this video can play in China, bro. This dude is just like fucking Fox or Disney.
Ever created. We have track, archery, gymnastics, soccer, and fencing. But only one country is going to walk away with this $250,000 gold medal. Are you ready for the first event? You have 30.
Wait, so the winner doesn't get actual money? They get a Mr. Beast gold medal they have to try and pawn off? That's annoying.
30 seconds to get across these 3 hurdles that get bigger and bigger before the giant wall closes you out. All right, here we go. 3, 2,
they pay them? Okay.
1, go! The first challenge of the Beast Olympics has begun. Hurry! You gotta run faster than that. Oh, they're sprinting. This is insanity. The wall is closing fast.
This does feel like step 1 of making the Hunger Games real. I do feel like we're getting close, right? You know, we all start watching YouTubers that make people compete, 100 groups. You know, like, this would be like the prequel. We flash forward 20 years and then people are going to be dying on videos for entertainment. It's got young adult fiction vibes.
You better hurry. Whoa, look at it. Bro, they're like zombies. This is like an army of people. First place, look at first place. Oh, he made that look easy. You got one? Indonesia got first place. They're competing for this gold medal. Hurry up, the wall's closing. You gotta jump. There's only 8 seconds left. The wall.
Yeah, I mean, this right here, you know, what do they do with people that don't make it in, you know? Not now, but eventually. You know what I'm saying?
You're almost close. Hurry up! Carl, come on through.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
You guys are one step closer to this gold medal.
Let's go, USA! Indonesia, baby, you already know.
Brazil, we made it, baby. Over half the countries were eliminated in the first game, and 97 are moving on. Come on in. You guys have no idea what you're in for. I want you all to remember you're representing your country. Let's reveal the next event. Oh. Good luck, everybody.
So this was probably filmed in North Carolina, right? So not everybody here is from a different country. Okay. They all sound American? I mean, you could be from a different country and be an American. That's the beauty of America. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like... it's like...
You're gonna need it. Our next event might be the craziest set we've ever built. Welcome to gymnastics.
Yeah, it could be like someone whose like great grandfather was Italian, maybe, but you've never been to Italy. You're just a dude who's lived in fucking Jersey his whole life or something. You know what I'm saying? That could be.
Send the contestants up. Each round includes 10 countries, and only the first 5 people to make it to this middle platform.
He flew them
I
in.
don't care if it's the 5 from over here. I don't care
I'm
if it's
making a
2 from
pizza.
there and 3 from here. Only 5
Squid
are
Game.
moving on. 5, 4. Skip a few. Go.
Go. Oh, they got some speed.
Syria, flying through the course. Oh, you're good. You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
I believe in you.
Oh shit.
Syria. Jump.
He was never seen again.
Oh my God.
R.I.P. to his family.
Mongolia. You gotta pass him or you're out.
Well, you got it. Oh my God.
Mongolia, come on.
Let's go.
Hey.
Okay, my assumption just is that this is like 2 feet off the ground over a green screen, right? Because those little fucking mushroom balls down there are not gonna cover that guy's fucking 18-foot fall. Those packing peanuts are not.
Hey, Iraq, just jump over.
Iraq, bro. Don't let him hold you up. Don't wait. Go, Iraq. Go.
There we go.
Let's go, baby.
Bring up the next groups. And the beauty of this challenge is we let the contestants pick what order they jump in.
Listen, you guys gotta decide who's going last. No, you're not going first. I'm just telling you. You want to select. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna make you go down.
It's a competition.
Okay, great. Good luck then.
Go!
Come on.
Oh my God. Oh, hey, don't wait for him. Come on.
Bro, you can't talk shit on the guy for going first and then instantly fumble the bag, bro. You gotta. That's a bad look.
Go, you gotta go.
Go.
Always.
Imagine Mr. Beast, because he gets so many views globally, starts beef between Argentina and Senegal. 2 countries that never interact because of their representatives fighting in his video.
Bro, they're stepping over his body. Bro, they're stepping over him at the
Beast
table.
Wars, yeah, the Beast Wars.
He got our first finish. That's it? Get out of the way!
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
This is bonkers.
What? Wait a second. Burkina Faso.
Only 3 spots left. There's 2 spots left. Come on, Philippines, go! Hey! Take it slow. Just take it slow. Hey, Argentina, I don't know if this helps, but there's 1 spot left and you're the only one still competing, so fight for it! Fight! Messi!
Oh shit, he's trying.
Messi!
He's trying. Oh no!
Of the 10 people, only 4 made it to the middle. That is crazy. After our second game, things got a little crazy.
Oh no.
Come on, USA! Hey, USA!
America!
Oh, that's such a bad look for us, dude. That's such a bad look for us. He jumped so confidently, then it was dumb. He looked dumb out there. That made oh, that's so bad for America, dude. We needed a confident Chad to help our image globally. God damn it.
Go! Is he gonna be it? Oh, we lost somebody! Oh, Turkey! I'm sorry, we already have 5. You can just, just do that.
What?
I'm sorry.
Bolivia boycotts Mr. Beast. He did die IRL, but it's good. It's good, worth it for a good video. It's worth it for a good video.
And now it's time for our final round. Gentlemen, let me give you one piece of advice. Come a little closer. Don't fall down there.
Hey, that's a good advice.
Go! Right. Slow start. Slow start. Yeah. Oh!
Go. Jesus.
Not very graceful. Oh my goodness. He's still there, though.
There you go.
Got it, Samoa.
Now you can walk. Yes.
Samoa.
For your country.
Fiji, do it for the water.
Fiji, yes!
Oh no!
Fiji, do it for the water. That's like a beautiful country, you know. I'm sure it has much more to it than the one brand of water that you've ever.
Oh! Let it go, my man.
Follow.
Okay, all right, Samoa.
There we go. All right, 2 spots. There we go.
Let's go!
And the final spot. We lost another 50 people during gymnastics and are down to our last 47 countries.
We lost them.
Welcome, boys. And 1 girl. In this challenge, each contestant...
I mean, it's just funny because obviously nobody died in the making of this video, but the way it's filmed, framed, and said is like Mr. Beast is getting us used to the idea. He's like warming us up, you know? He's like easing us into the idea that, hey, someday I might be killing some people in these. I need you to be used to it. It's a boiling pot. Yeah, we're gonna
get some bow and arrow. And if they can hit this target from this platform, they move on. And to make this interesting, I'm gonna have you all place 1 vote to make this event more difficult for a country of your choice. And for every vote they receive, the target gets pushed back 10 feet.
He's starting.
Country doesn't like Israel low key. A lot of people don't like him, so.
We don't like them. Germany, you have a history of trying to conquer everything.
Well,
Mr. Beast making the yikes face over like an actual war. Yikes. People are dying in a war, huh? Mr. Beast tackles geopolitics. It's actually very funny. It's like taking, you know, like entrenched hatreds, wars, genocides, famines, you know, just real country struggles, and like distilling it down into like a 30-second segment so Mr. Beast can keep retention high. Ads? Fuck! All right, I guess I'll have to tell another hilarious joke. I wonder if there's a way. Can I like turn off? Bro, you guys are actually pushing subs today. I'm not even saying anything, and I'm actually... The primes are actually coming in, which is fucking crazy. This is like the best... Is actually just wait for the ads and have chat spam lol W. People are literally getting FOMO. Thank you for the primes. Slowski, Ruben Priest, Shane, Noah Togi, Mingsky, Gavin, Scrappy Coco, Hulk Crouton, Bean Bagel, Blicky, and Week 2 NA. That was a go. Are the ads done? Are the ads done? Nobody uses ad blocker? You could get an ad blocker. I recommend it. Twitch always seems to find their way around most of them, but I think there's the main one does work. Atrioc just did a backflip. I could do a backflip. Don't say like it's a joke. I could do a backflip. Ad blockers don't work for me on Twitch. I mean, if you watch on mobile is the real problem. I have no way to stop ads on mobile without, I mean, I guess I just sub. I sub to most people. You can also get turbo. Ads done? All right, go.
Don't like him, so.
We don't like them.
I would do a backflip, but the ads are over, so no time. I'm going to get back to them.
Germany, you have a history of trying to conquer everything.
While votes were cast for countries from all over, one country stood out from the rest.
Who are you voting for? Indonesia?
I think Indonesia is the biggest threat.
Really?
Why?
I really like Indonesia.
So he hit Indonesia with the smiley face too.
I'm starting to see a theme here.
See him last round?
Oh, just because he's
crazy.
What is that?
Indonesia.
Did you draw the country?
I drew what I thought was the country.
All right, up first is Guam. Come on up. How many votes do you think you got?
I see, because Indonesia's a good competitor. I see. People didn't want to start.
I got maybe 3.
Yeah, 3 votes.
3?
Wow, you got 3. How'd you know?
I go to the gym, I'm fit, and I'm agile.
Is this your first time with the bow and arrow?
That was not very promising. Guam.
Guam! 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 Oh, a little short.
Any last words? I love you too. Monaco, you got 6 votes.
Oh la la.
Bro's got great hair.
Thank you, sir.
Does gray hair translate into great shots?
Kind of Atrioc style hair, really, is what I was thinking. I don't know about what you guys. I mean, I get like a real Atrioc hair vibe from him. You know, not more of a Lud. No, I don't really see that. I don't. Ludwig? Does he have hair like that? I don't. Never noticed. I think it'd be more my hair, right? Because I got. I feel like, you know, it's like we both have that short and tight hairline, you know, right above the eyebrows.
Oh, come on! The prince will be proud.
All right, yeah.
Are you nervous? No, not at all. If I lost this one, I'll be super upset.
That guy feels like he read a Wikipedia article on Monaco and is totally bullshitting. That's what it feels like.
Oh no, we need that.
Robin Hood is here!
Do me a favor. Feel free to miss. You'll just lose a $250,000 medal. Anything you want to say?
Thank you for the opportunity.
Maybe next time.
For my Pacific people.
Azerbaijan, come on up. Believe in yourself.
Bro, what the?
Do you want a piece of bar before you shoot it? This is our D's Nuts flavor.
Actually, that's my favorite.
That's correct.
That's a good chocolate.
I did it! That was the most natural ad read they could get the whole time. 3-day shoot. They must have given a bunch of beach bars out. That was the best one.
Are you nervous?
It's far, but it's not too far. I feel like I got it.
Saudi Arabia, you're the only girl remaining, and the bow is literally taller than you. Oh!
I think it's funny because Saudi Arabia is like one of the most repressive countries towards women in the world. And it's the only woman remaining is from Saudi Arabia. That's actually kind of cosmically based.
That was so close.
All right, Indonesia,
yeah, I didn't say
you
the
got
most. I
12
said one of the
votes.
most.
Hey, move that gun back as far as you can.
I think women still can't drive in Saudi Arabia. Is that true? Like, women are not allowed to drive vehicles in 2023 in Saudi Arabia? Or has that changed? They can now? Okay, they can. But very recently, right? Extremely recently. 2017. That's too late. That is too late to be figuring that out.
You were the first person to finish the first round. One of the fastest to finish the second round. You should have saw this coming.
Yeah, I know.
This is the farthest shot of the day by far.
What do you think of it?
That's
not
impossible.
Far enough.
Not far enough.
Not far enough?
Wish me luck. Wish me luck.
There's no way, bro. Fucking Legolas doesn't hit that.
It was just left.
No!
At the height.
Wait, what?
To the left.
I'm so sorry, Indonesians. I tried my best. I promise.
Wait, he actually hit it that far but missed? I can't tell if they... That's crazy.
I was too big of a threat.
And with that last elimination, we are down to only 16 countries remaining.
That'd have been the most Sigma thing of all time. If he gets the fucking farthest target and then bullseyes it.
Contestants, come on in. Come on in. Congratulations for making it this far. And before we do the next event, I have an offer. Give each of them a briefcase with 10 grand. Hand it to them.
Oh.
That's 10 grand.
Wow. If you want, you can walk away with 10 grand. If not, you could throw it in the pit and compete in the next event.
So it's pretty simple. Go for it. Oh, we already got a couple.
That's a lot of money.
Here's the thing, half of you are about to get eliminated. This is your only chance to walk away with 10 grand.
That's a lot of money, but I'm pretty confident I might win this.
I came here to win.
Pretty confident I might win this. You take it every time, right? I mean, I feel like unless you are the most athletic person there, right? At 10K versus a gold Mr. Beast statue, I got a fucking fence. I get 10K cash.
Annihilate everybody that's here.
He looks like somebody that's gonna settle, bro.
I'll take it.
You want to take it?
Yeah.
All right, one person took it.
Italy. It would be Italy. That's so funny. Hey, good on you. Good on you, King. Don't be peer pressured. A lot of these assholes just got peer pressured. They're going to lose instantly. And they're going to be thinking in fucking 5 minutes, damn, I wish I had 10K over 5 more seconds in a Mr. Beast video.
Smartest man here.
Last one. Fiji, you taking it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Fiji! Fiji in Italy. And now it's time for fencing. We let the top finishers from track choose their opponents. Each pair will compete in a 1v1 game of fencing. The first person to hit the other wins. Liberia, choose your fencing opponent.
I'll go Moldova.
Moldova, go over there and stand beside Liberia. Eritrea, who?
Moldova, subtly, really insulted he was first picked. Does one of these. Hey, no, I'm cool.
Who do you want to go up against?
The last person.
Luxembourg. All right, come on over. We're starting wars over here.
I go Tajikistan.
Tajikistan, okay.
Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Slovenia.
Hey, you and I, buddy.
Azerbaijan.
First up, Samoa versus Azerbaijan.
I'm super pumped to bring home the goal for Samoa.
I'm not too nervous, actually.
Oh boy, one of you will move on to compete for this, and the loser
Well, got a
will fall
warrior
in the
spirit.
void. Begin! Oh, someone's gonna lunge. Oh!
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. Ah! Samoa won!
Yeah! You can also tell he's been hiring professional film and TV editors, bro. Because they've been getting so on point with the music and, you know, just to give you the, you know, all what movies do, which is to give you the emotion they want you to have with the music. And it's, you know, they've been getting good at it. Oh, shit. Ah, shit.
We are now... Behind me is one person.
I'm not too nervous, actually.
And in case you're wondering, the suits they are wearing is rigged with technology that will tell us exactly who gets hit first. This is the same stuff they use in the real Olympics.
Make it, man. Make it, man.
Azerbaijan, please stand front and center. You've been eliminated.
Oh, shit.
Next up, Iraq versus Madagascar. Begin! Iraq, everything's on the line. Let's see it, Iraq. It feels so weird to name people by their country. Oh, no, nothing so far. Oh,
this is intense.
I know.
Oh, got him. Got him.
Iraq, you won!
Let's go!
Well deserved, bro.
Man, I love you, man. I'm sorry, but at this level, wouldn't the optimal strategy be to, like, floor crawl with your thing up like a pincer and just keep jabbing it? Yeah, because how can they reach you? Back is target? How did they get to my back, bro? How did they get to my back? I'm prone, right? And I'm sweeping it like this. I'm sweeping it up. How do they walk past it to get to me? It's like Marth Downhill. I feel like I solved it, bro. I think you guys are just pissed that I solved it. I think I solved the fencing. Okay, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? What if I stand sideways, right? Perfectly, like sideways like this. All right? and I hold my arm out direct, and I just wave it up and down. Stand perfectly sideways, hold my arm out with my sword, and then wave it like this. That's the sport? Yeah, the Zote. The Zote. Normal fencing tech, you parry to the side and jab. Okay, bro, these are not professionals.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Madagascar, you are eliminated. Whoa. Slovenia versus Monaco. Begin. Oh, Monaco running in. Oh. And while they're fighting,
Like, I feel like they're trying to look like fencers. The guy's doing like the pose and like they're watching what they've seen on movies or TV. I feel like what you do is you stand perfectly sideways and you just fucking flail that shit. And then everyone's going to be under pressure and they're not going to be able to get through it. And you're going to get a random hit.
I want to tell you guys about Stumble Guys, a free-to-play multiplayer game where 32 people compete to see who wins it all. Oh my God! How did none of that hit him? If you're going to download Stumble Guys, you need to act quickly because for the next 30 days, everyone who downloads it gets our Mr. Beast gold skin for free.
Also, nobody's doing integrated ad reads like Mr. Beast. He's literally doing it during a high-pressure situation so you can't really skip. I mean, I do want to skip. But nobody's on this guy's level for integrated ad reads that like he's forcing you kind of to hear the part of it.
Oh, they're flailing! Oh, no hit!
Win! I tried my best with Monaco, but it is what it is.
Next up, Moldova versus Liberia. Begin! In Stumble Guys, you can play by yourself or play with your friends from anywhere around the world. Oh, he's getting backed up. Chris, watch out, Chris. We have a new Mr. Beast skin, Mr. Beast emote, and even levels based on extreme challenges from our video. Stumble Guys is available for free on the App Store, Google Play, and Steam. Coming soon in the future. Oh, I think I literally saw a spark. To PlayStation, Xbox. You can download it right now. But use the link in the description or going to this link. Make sure you act quick to get the free Mr. Beast skin. This is intense. Moldova! No, Liberia! And now for our final game, Libya versus Montenegro. They will be fighting over what they're competing for.
I wish you the best of luck, but no mercy.
Begin! Don't trip on the metal. Trip on the metal, it's funny.
Would you sponsor Mr. Beast for like NVIDIA? I mean, if you had a campaign where you really wanted broad reach, maybe, because it reaches a lot of people. But in general, for something like a GPU, that's an expensive purchase, people go to like tastemakers. They look to somebody they think has a high level of knowledge in the subject. So you have to go to somebody like a Linus or whatever. I'm not going into the drama, but someone like that. You have to go to somebody or like, you know, a big like a Co-Carnage, someone like with an audience like in PC gaming. That's generally what works better. That's like a much higher conversion rate because people trust them. And if they say, I'm buying the new, like one of the great examples was actually Shroud, because it turns out that whatever a top FPS gamer's setup is gets copied by a lot of people. There's a lot of people that just look on like pro PC settings or whatever, and they just want to buy exactly the same mouse, GPU, monitor or whatever of pro FPS players they respect. Those are hugely converting. So, yeah, like a Mr. Beast is like much, because like if you see an ad for Mr. Beast, you know it's an ad, and also you don't really trust that he cares about GPUs. So it's not very highly. It might get a lot of people to see it, but it's not great for what you're trying to get, like good ROI. It would cost a lot and not be pretty worth it.
Step here, right?
What? Oh!
Come here. Come here.
You think come and get some? Then focus. Oh! And the winner is Libya! Woo! Libya is moving on. Montenegro, I'm sorry.
Even when streamers aren't sponsored, they have a command and chat for everything they're set up. Yeah. That's why I was doing consulting for a guy that works at Rode Microphones. And I was like, what you should do is try to find the top 100 streamers and which microphone they use, and if they have it in their setup, and then try to change. I mean, you're probably 0 or what. I think everyone has the Shure SM7B, and you just literally need to try like changing that number, either with free product or whatever. Like just try to get that number up, because that's how people pick a mic. Like all these small streamers buying a mic just look like, what does the big streamer have? They just copy, right? It's like you just want what everyone else has so you don't feel like you're getting the wrong stuff. So all you need to do is like get a potion of that. If you can get 10 people in the top 10 streamers, that's going to be way more than like any other marketing plan.
It's a pleasure to fight you.
Drop him. And with that, I'm going to grab the gold medal, and we're off to the final event. So far, you've seen people from every country compete in track, gymnastics, archery, fencing, and now it's time for the final event, penalty kicks. The rules are simple. You kick the ball into the goal and you move on to the next round. But if you miss, you're out. The 7 countries remaining are Slovenia, Moldova, Tajikistan, Eritrea, Libya, Iraq, and Samoa.
I kept thinking in my head, great, like I gave up a 10,000.
I'll be honest, I'm a dumb American. I've never heard of Eritrea. Never heard of it. I don't know where it is. I got no idea. South Africa? Like Southern Africa? It's not South Africa. Eritrea. It's East Africa? Top Africa? You guys keep saying different parts of Africa. Eritrea. Interesting. Did you guys know Eritrea's chief export is sorghum and textiles? Because I did. So, get owned. You guys all knew that? Yep. You guys all knew Eritrea's chief export was sorghum. Cool.
$1,000 suitcase.
I trusted myself, I believe in myself, and I did it.
Just want to say there was some.
Sorry, and then one guy in chat said, my main export is sextiles. Proving that it's not true. It's like a sentence that disproves itself, which is incredible.
Doubt is in here because of my age, but you know what? Don't judge the book by its cover.
I'm doing this for Iraq.
Let's go!
I'm trying to win for my wife.
Bring out the contestants. Come on in.
Does Mr. Beast have his wife kidnapped? Yes or no? Is she somehow, like, is he being forced to compete because he's got significant others trapped? Okay.
Just a reminder, one of you is about to receive this $250,000 gold medal. Who wants to kick first?
Okay.
Okay, so Vinny's up first. This should be easy. I'd be shocked if you missed it.
Right? Because then, okay.
Sure, the first round was easy. But that's not going to last very long. Now that everyone made a goal.
Do you know what's happening? I know what's happening.
Chandler, bring it on out. The real challenge starts now.
Things are about to get a lot harder.
I think this is where we're going to lose our first person.
Oh, shit. There's so much on the line. I thought this was going to be easier.
It's only like 6 foot wide. Someone's getting out. Come on, Slovenia!
Hype them up, everybody.
It's funny because this looks easy, but I know that I wouldn't make it. Actually, I played horse today at the pool party, and a lot of easy-looking shots. When I said I'm Air Atrioc, Steph Atrioc, I did not hit. I know that I would not hit this, but it looks fucking dumb easy.
Even though we made the goals smaller, they were still scoring. We're going to have to make this much more difficult.
Nobody's missing.
Eventually, someone's got to miss.
The first miss.
I'm sorry, man, but you're eliminated.
That hurts.
I don't know where he ran to.
Wait, did they add that in post? Did he say that? Was that added? Was that 80 yard?
I'm sorry, man, but you're eliminated.
He did. He didn't. Why did they record that later?
The first miss.
I'm sorry, man, but you're eliminated.
That's so strange.
I don't know where he ran to.
And now only 6 remain. Instead of adding more walls, we're just gonna move them like this a little bit. It needs to be one Chandler wise. All right, Slovenia, you're up.
Oh, nice.
Wow. He just doesn't stop. Take your time.
Oh, Eritrea.
Dropping like flies.
I could have done better, but it was the best 5 days of my life.
Bro, this is getting harder now.
Yeah, this is a competition.
And now only 5 remain.
I'm gonna win you!
Nice.
Yeah, baby!
All right, Samoa, you're up.
It could all come down to this. The fan favorite Samoa.
Oh!
It hit the axe.
Obviously, it's disappointing not to be able to win, but it was phenomenal. I think I did my people proud.
Iraq.
I'm sorry, man. Every country on the planet has competed in these games, and we're now on our final 2. Libya and Slovenia. One of you is going to walk away with this $250,000 gold medal. Jimmy's gonna do a plot twist.
It's a big one.
Boys, can you remove the walls?
All right.
Instead of walls, you each are gonna take turns being goalkeeper.
Yes.
Oh!
We go to someone scores and someone doesn't. Pretty simple.
I'm gonna catch it.
I'm nervous. That faked me.
I was trying to fake him out.
Ice cold.
All right, well, after that, now he has to make it.
Oh! Oh! What an incredible block!
If you make this shot, you officially win our Olympics.
I can't believe this.
All you have to do is make the shot, and you won.
I'm gonna win.
What was that edit? I think the edit was to make the shot seem faster so the block seemed better. Because the guy probably hit it pretty slow. But still, it's a still, no matter what, it's an incredible block. Because there's a lot of pressure, and being a goalie with no experience is hard. And it would be easy to miss that, dude. It'd be easy to fucking, yeah. Damn, get owned. Get owned.
Put it on.
That's unreal.
It's 20 pounds. Be careful.
The golden laser. I can.
Libya, your country has been spared from the Mr. Peace space laser. Your country is safe. I'll free your wife.
You can probably sell this for $250,000 tomorrow. And Slovenia gets silver.
Silver is my color then.
Congratulations! Amazing! And that's it for our version of the Olympics. Not only did they get these medals, but everyone who competed got $2,000. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. This is for Libya!
Damn.
Behind me are
the Messi of soccer. Cool for Libya. Big moment for Libya. Every problem in Libya is now solved. Yeah. What is Libya's chief export? Chief export. Oil. Okay, so it's got some problems that are not going to be solved so quickly. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I heard that Messi is, just dominating the American Soccer League, the MLS or whatever. He's crushing. He's like literally, it's playing with children. Weird if not. Yeah, I guess so, but like I've only seen it in esports, right? Where a team in like North American League of Legends will buy like a big hotshot Korean player or something, and then that Korean player won't do that great. But like Messi is doing that great. So I don't. League is not soccer, lil bro. I don't know if you heard what I was saying. I was not saying the sentence, League of Legends and soccer are the same thing. That's not, that, I think you misunderstood because I didn't say those words. I was trying to make a comparison to a different sport, esports, where they brought in a top talent that should outclass everybody, but didn't. So I thought maybe the environment matters. But like Messi's just that good. He's just that dude. What if Faker goes to NA? Well, I mean, my theory would be that someone like Faker, even in their prime, like Faker's amazing, best mid laner in the world, cracked out. If you bring him to North America and put him on a team where they can't speak Korean, you know, he doesn't have good communication, he doesn't get along with his teammates or whatever, it's not going to matter. It's not going to be that good. Like, it's a team game. And soccer's a team game, so I just figured, but I don't know. I guess Messi speaks fluent English and is fine, so yeah, I don't know. What if you brought Faker to the MLS? He does not speak English? Does his team speak Spanish? He just sings with his feet. Oh, shit. He's just that good, huh? All right, well, cool. Wait, Jimmy High Roller made a great video about that topic. I'll watch it. I'm a sucker for a good Jimmy video.
Here are your...
Can you buy an NBA championship? Ooh, interesting. Let's find out. By the way, speaking of Faker, it's starting to buzz. It's starting to buzz, dude. It's starting to come alive. My tattoo's starting to glow, bro. This morning at 4 a.m., in one of the greatest game 5s I've ever seen in my entire life, it started to glow. Because I feel like this shit's starting to come alive, dude. If you watched that game 5, it was a game 5 for the ages. Every Baron was a Baron steal from both sides. Elder Dragon steal. Fucking, oh, what a great game of League of Legends. And that's a rare thing for me to say. That game was awesome. It was a classic. And it means that T1 is now going to Worlds no matter what. They're going to play Gen G tonight. They'll probably lose. And then Stans will send me an annoying fucking text in the morning. Saying, nice game from Faker out there. Not quite as good as Chovy, though. And then I'll have to fucking just sit there and take it. But it doesn't matter because T1 is going to Worlds. T1 is going to Worlds, bro. And that means they could win Worlds. And that means that I could get this tattoo amended to say 23 and be right, which is my dream. If T1 is going to Worlds, I think I'm going to go to Korea. I want to see it in person. It's going to mean a lot to me to be there as T1 loses the finals again. It's going to be really awesome to fly across the globe to get my tattoo updated and to see it happen again. That is going to be powerful. That's going to feel good. All right, let's watch this. Can you buy an NBA championship?
2022 NBA champion, Golden State Warriors.
Question: can you buy wins in the NBA? If a team spends enough money, will it inevitably lead them to a title? I asked these questions because a couple weeks ago, news broke that the Warriors had signed their up-and-coming star Jordan Poole to a 4-year extension worth $123 million. And then shortly after, it was announced that Andrew Wiggins also agreed to a 4-year extension with the Warriors for $109 million.
Jeez.
2 9-figure deals dished out on the same day by the same team.
Get
but
owned,
neither Poole or Wiggins are the highest paid players on the Warriors. That would be Stephen Curry, who's also the highest paid player in the entire NBA. And then Klay Thompson, and then Draymond Green, and then...
I'm sorry, Steph Curry makes $48 million? Over how many years? That's a chonker of a contract. $48 million a year? Yep, and he's underpaid. Well, I'm just saying, if a team wants a cheaper version of Steph, Atrioc was shooting some threes today on an 8-foot hoop. All right, I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm out there. I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to play full time, but
Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins. Just these 5 players combined will make a mind-boggling $174 million in the 2023-2024 NBA season. For perspective, when the Warriors assembled arguably the greatest team ever in 2017, the entire team had a payroll of just $101 million.
Wow.
The Warriors are handing out more massive contracts than any other team in NBA history in order to retain their spot as the best team in the league. And so far, it's looking like a great investment. So, I'll ask again, can you buy a championship in the NBA? Well, there's really only one way to find out. Today's video is brought to you by SeatGeek. A new NBA season is upon us. Just look at it. Ain't it beautiful? And with the season underway, SeatGeek is here to get us back, and he made $14.5 million from his NBA salary. At the time, this was a nice big contract for the league's premier superstar. But times have changed.
Damn. Everybody's getting paid. That's good, I guess.
$102. There are 102 NBA players who will make more money this season than a prime LeBron James made a decade ago.
That's
Part of
crazy.
this is due to inflation, but mainly this is due to the fact that the NBA simply generates far more
Well, let's see. What was 10 million? What is 10 million in 2010 today? 14 million. So it's not that much inflation. Yeah, so the teams, people are just making more money. It's not inflation. People are just making more money. That's nearly half. Yes, inflation is bad. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, the amount they're getting paid is not only explained by inflation.
Revenue than it did back then. But throughout NBA history, teams have been willing to pay an insane amount of money to have a chance at a championship. In Michael Jordan's last season with the Bulls, MJ was paid, quite possibly, the most amount of money relative to his peers in the history of sports. In the 1997-1998 NBA season, Michael Jordan made $33.14 million from his NBA salary. By himself, MJ made more money than the combined team salaries of 19 other NBA teams that season. His contract was so massive that the league implemented a maximum salary rule the following season, which prevented teams from paying the equivalent of an entire roster's payroll to one single player. Even by today's standards, this is a giant one-year salary. But if we adjust for inflation and total revenue driven by the league, Jordan's 1998 salary would be the equivalent of an NBA player making approximately $120 million this season, which makes the contracts of even the highest paid players today look like an absolute bargain. It's insane, I know, but it's true. The man was very valuable, and this massive contract would prove to be well worth the investment. The Bulls needed Michael, and they also knew that having him on their roster was the closest thing to a guaranteed championship. So they paid up and were rewarded for doing so. But in today's NBA, a league that's crowded with talent, 9-figure contracts being handed to players coming off the bench, is it possible to buy your way to a championship? If a team is willing to pay a hefty luxury tax and spend more than market value...
it's kind of like European soccer, right? Where they can spend absurd amounts and then not win. You can't just
value for the available talent. Does that guarantee success? Well, first, let's look at the teams that actually won championships throughout the years and how much they spent on their roster. Last season, the Warriors won the championship, and wouldn't you know it, they had the highest payroll in the entire NBA. In 2021, the Bucks won the championship, and they did not have the highest payroll in the entire NBA. In fact, among all teams that won a championship over the last 30 seasons, only 5 championship teams had the largest payroll in the NBA. When looking at the numbers, there's actually almost no correlation to how much a team is willing to spend and whether they win the championship or not. Sure, teams with some of the cheapest rosters virtually never win, but teams that have some of the most expensive rosters also don't win the majority of the time either. And surprisingly, 8 of the last 30 championship teams had a total team salary that—
Wait, why does it always happen in the left column? 1998, 2010, 2016, 2022. We can use this to predict the next time the number 1 payroll team will win and make massive bets with all of our life savings. Every 6 years, basically. So in 2028, everything we've ever saved, we're going to put it all in on the NBA team that spent the most on their roster, and we're going to win absolute fucking racks of money. What about 2004? That was the year George Bush fucked up everything, so it doesn't count.
Was cheaper than the average team salary in the league at the time. The craziest example of this was back in 1995 when the Rockets won a championship despite having the 4th cheapest payroll in the entire league. Money can buy good players, but it can't prevent injuries, locker room issues, unforeseen circumstances, and it certainly cannot buy a championship. But what about wins? Does spending far more money than other teams equate to winning more games than other teams? Well, last season, the Lakers had a team payroll of $164 million, and they won just 33 games. That same season, the Grizzlies won 56 games and had a team payroll of just $117 million. The Lakers spent damn near $50 million more than the Grizzlies just to not even make the playoffs. But this is an extreme example of team payrolls not quite converting to wins. So here's a graph of every NBA team last season with team payroll on the left and total wins on the right. And if you look closely, there's actually a subtle correlation between how much a team spends on their roster in a season and how many wins they pile up. These teams spent less money and won fewer games.
Bro, what the fuck is with the cheapskates at the Thunder, dude? They're a huge standard deviation away from all their peers. What? Just a bunch of rebuilding season? Bro, that means the fucking billionaire owner is trying to extract.
Teams spent more money and won more games. But there's no exact science here. For example, the Thunder spent about 45 cents on their roster last season and still won more games than the Rockets, Pistons, and Magic. The Phoenix Suns spent a little bit more than the league average on their roster last season, and they won by far the most games in the regular season. But generally speaking, spending more money does in fact yield more wins for any given team. But far more often, it will not yield a championship. That, however, has not stopped teams from trying. Back in 2005, New York Knicks owner James Dolan went all in and spent a criminal $124 million on the Knicks roster that season. The salary cap at the time was $46 million. So with a roster payroll that dwarfed the league's salary cap, Dolan paid the league a mind-numbing $62.3 million in luxury tax in hopes that his wealth would grant him basketball immortality. It did not. The Knicks finished the season with just 23 wins and the worst record in the Eastern Conference. Money cannot buy you an NBA championship. But the goal isn't just
What a fucking punt. Oh, God, what a stupid use of money.
Spend as much money as possible. The goal is to sign the best, most cohesive players money can buy to your roster, which in its very nature leads to spending more money. For this exact reason, the rookie contract is by far the most valuable deal in the NBA. Last season, players like Darius Garland and Trae Young were all-star caliber talents for the small price equivalent to that of a bench warmer. Thanks to his rookie contract, Luka Doncic was named first team All-NBA last season while being the 126th highest paid player in the NBA, right behind players like Al-Farouq Aminu, Rashawn Holmes, and Jeremy Lamb. In fact, here's a graph of how much every NBA player is paid relative to how much value.
Wait, how does rookie contracts work? You're forced to go into them when you go into the league? And how long do they last? Two to 4 years? So your first 4 years in the league, you're getting underpaid? You have to be a fucking all-star after 4 years to get real money? It's still 10 mil underpaid. Bro, Doncic is worth more than 10 mil. He brought somebody more than 10 mil of value. Much more. To be fair, most rookies aren't going to ever be all-star level. Yeah, it just sounds like this is like... yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, it's very owner favored, right? That's all I'm saying. It's a very owner favored system.
They give their teams in terms of win shares. It's not perfect, but it does the job. Now, in a perfect world, every player would be paid exactly what they were worth, which hypothetically is this line right here. But of course, this is rarely the case. Jonas Valanciunas and Daniel Theis are examples of two players who get paid exactly what they're worth statistically. Their teams are literally and statistically getting what they paid for. Now, most NBA players fall right here. Role players, rookies, young unproven talent, guys like that. Over here are the players who are grossly underpaid, usually rookies stuck on their first contract waiting to cash in once it expires. Here's Trae Young, here's Luka Doncic, and here's Mikal Bridges. These are the contracts owners and GMs dream of. Overall, players below this line would be considered underpaid, and players above this line would be considered overpaid. Despite being the fourth highest paid player in the NBA last season, Russell Westbrook didn't offer much from a winning perspective, which resulted in him landing here. According to the numbers, and injured players aside, the most overpaid players in the league last season were Russell Westbrook, Kemba Walker, and Blake Griffin. Their impact on winning is slightly above that of an average player, but they're all getting paid like they're superstars. But you would never say that Giannis Antetokounmpo is overpaid, and yet he's way up here. Same goes with Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and LeBron James. In fact, most above average NBA players would be considered overpaid relative to the rest of the league, because you're either good enough for ownership to keep you around, which allows you to make demands regarding your contract, or you're just below average, making you completely replaceable, virtually making it impossible to negotiate a decent contract, and you'll just take whatever you can get. I see. There's hardly any middle ground here, and the Warriors are a glaring example of this, since after re-signing Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins, the Warriors' Big Five land here.
So it's kind of like an economy where you have to be somehow hyper specialized or excellent to garner all the rewards. Otherwise, you're treated as replaceable. Interesting. I've never heard anything like that. UFC is the same way, bro. Everything's like. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's life. That's how it's like. We're the top of any field is now getting paid more than ever, but like the average person is struggling more.
And this right here perfectly summarizes the financial aspect of the NBA. Kevin Durant did not contribute 3 times as much to the Nets last season as, let's say, DeJounte Murray did to the Spurs last season. And yet, KD made 3 times as much as Murray did. Because when a player reaches a certain level of excellence, there is no formula to how much they're worth. You don't bargain with these players, and you certainly do not let them walk and risk ruining your chances at a title. You simply pay them whatever they want, and you count your blessings. But according to the rules, the Warriors can only pay Steph so much. Thanks to Michael Jordan, his NBA salary has a very finite ceiling, but the rest of the money can go to every other player that helped them win a championship last season. Steph has reached a level in the NBA, and specifically within the Warriors franchise, where he can demand virtually any dollar amount, and it would be completely justifiable. Steph could ask the Warriors for $150 million a year, and if it wasn't for the maximum salary rule, Joe Lacob would be so eager to get him his money, he wouldn't be able to pull out his checkbook fast enough. Similar to what the Bulls did with Michael Jordan in his last few seasons with the team, the Warriors are going all in with Curry. They know that as long as he's in his prime, they have a damn good shot at winning another title. They've got their hands on one of the greatest players of all time and a supporting cast that complements his skill set better than anything they could have imagined. So if it means paying a young Jordan Poole one of the biggest contracts in the entire NBA, paying an aging Draymond Green more money than any other team would offer, and paying Andrew Wiggins exactly what he asked for, it's all worth it. Is any player overpaid if they play a crucial role in winning a championship? It's tough to call anyone overpaid if they were a vital component to winning that banner that hangs in your rafters, and they give your team a legitimate opportunity to hang another one. Because of the maximum...
Just to be clear, all this stuff makes money. Like, winning a championship is a money-making thing. People will go to the games, you sell more jerseys, you sell more stuff, you get media value, you get sponsorships, you get... It's like, that's why they, it's not, that's why they do it.
Salary rule, Steph will never get paid truly what he's worth. But that doesn't mean the Warriors can't spend the money in other places. Now, you know you're good when you get paid, but you know you're great when you get other people paid. And because of Steph's impact, his whole squad is laughing to the bank. Because just like every team that came before them, the Warriors cannot buy a championship. But that won't stop them from trying.
Cool. Interesting video. I like it. I like how he uses stats. Although, I mean, his last line doesn't make a lot of sense because they did do it. That's what they just did, according to his stats. They paid more than anyone else and then bought a championship. That's what just happened. 923, I guess facts. Hey, Big A, try aloe vera. I will try it if this doesn't turn into a nice tan. Let's see. Let's get another interesting video here. Who's got a video that's gonna... Actually, it's 10 o'clock. Might be house time, bro. I'll be trying to learn from the fucking comedic stylings of one Greg House. Let's see if we got one more video. Let's see. The Many Faces of Donald Glover. Unfinished games. Shinzo Abe was assassinated and now Japan hates him? It seems so mean. They hate him after his assassination? All right, I'll check it out because I'm very interested.
At 11:30 a.m. on July 8th, 2022, Japan witnessed its first political assassination since 1960.
Wow.
The victim, Shinzo Abe, former prime minister and Japan's longest serving. In the midst of a speech, he was shot twice with a homemade shotgun by Tetsuya Yamagami. Despite Abe's towering status in Japanese politics, Yamagami declared his action not political. Instead, his motive was a personal grudge against the Unification Church, though Abe himself wasn't even a member. The assassination was met with...
I'm sorry, I didn't know any of this. I thought it was political. They shot him because he's not part of a church?
Outrage, as citizens across Japan mourned Abe as a martyr and offered support for the maligned Unification Church. Or, that's what you'd expect. But in reality, public reverence for Abe quickly collapsed. By the end of the month, a majority of Japanese opposed his state funeral. What's more, anti-unification church sentiment has burst into the spotlight, driving Abe's own party to cut all ties, accepting the assassin's premise. But that is just the beginning of this expectation-defying story, featuring mass weddings, Richard Nixon, the Second Coming of Christ, an NC-17 retelling of the Garden of Eden, and so much more.
Interesting opening.
This is the story of the Unification Church, and what it has to do with Shinzo Abe. And it's a story that has a lot to teach us about the tricky balancing act of separating church and state. To start this crazy story, we have to travel back to the 1930s, to Japanese-occupied Korea.
I want to see one thing. I want to see, like... Okay, this has got a lot of views. Wow, a ton of views on a low sub channel. This video just bangs, huh? This guy kind of just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Towards the end of the decade, a Korean teenager had a vision. While praying one day, Jesus appeared before him and declared it would be up to him to complete God's work on earth, to bring about a world of peace and love. So begins the story of Sun Myung Moon. At least, that is, according to Sun Myung Moon.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Soon, his vision had a scripture, the divine principle, a radical revision of Christian teaching. Before long, the
Sorry to pause again. This is really interesting. What he's doing on the bottom there, with like a time bar, so you kind of know what section you're in when you're... I mean, that's... I wonder if that helps.
Communist authorities of North Korea caught wind of his preaching and threw Moon in jail. Though he escaped, this time in captivity made his crusade all the more urgent. But what did Moon preach that was so radical? Well, for starters, he rewrote the story of the Garden of Eden, asserting that Eve, rather than eating the apple, committed adultery with Satan, a completely new account of original sin.
Could have happened. Could have happened.
Later, God put Jesus on earth to save mankind, yes, but he'd actually meant for Jesus to get married. Rather than his triumph, the lonely crucifixion was Jesus' failure. But fear not, for the time had finally come for a new Christ. And, as luck would have it, Moon was just the man for the job. But Moon's theology was more than a rewrite of scripture and a declaration of his own divinity. Lurking just beneath the surface was a
Some dude just declares he's the new Christ, and like, we get a church with a lot of people in it. That
peculiar political perspective, one informed by his own experiences of Japanese colonialism and North Korean communism. According to Moon, Eve's original sin of betrayal manifest in the real world in Japan's brutality against Korea, and communism was the work of Satan himself, an impediment to Moon's holy mission of global harmony. Hardly a church separated from the state, Moon's theology was fundamentally political, and it would have global political consequences. As Moon yearned for the crucial support of the United States in his anti-communist crusade, he spied his opportunity in 1974. Richard Nixon. As Watergate was bearing down, Moon called on his followers to stand by the so-called Archangel Nixon, the president, supposedly, chosen by God. For 40 days and nights, thousands of so-called Moonies heeded the call with public fasting in support of Nixon. In return, he thanked the fasters and received Moon in the Oval Office, catapulting him and his movement into the zeitgeist. This was the beginning of a long friendship between the GOP and the Unification Church, lasting even to today. In fact, this year, in late August, mere weeks after Abe's assassination, Donald Trump and Mike Pompeo spoke at a Unification Church event, praising the church for its commitment to religious freedom and anti-communism.
incredible work on behalf of peace all over the world.
And in Japan, the church's political ties go deeper. In the late 60s, right-wing Japanese politicians sought an alliance with the church through the International Federation for Victory Over Communism, an organization co-founded by Moon and former Prime Minister Nobusuke Kishi, Shinzo Abe's grandfather.
Oh, wow.
Abe's father, Foreign Minister Shintaro Abe, continued the family's ties. And over the years, the collaborative relationship between Japan's dominant political party, the LDP, and Moon deepened, as the LDP utilized Unification Church members as campaign workers and volunteers.
Okay.
Even today, recent
really
surveys suggest
deep in the
that half of LDP lawmakers
political
have
system
substantial
of Japan.
ties to the church. But why couldn't the church resist nosing its way so thoroughly into politics?
No separation of church and state, just how I like it. Amen, brother. Amen. I just feel like, it's not me crazy here, but I just feel like we don't talk about Christ enough. And I feel like he would have wanted I think Christ would have had strong opinions on like tax breaks for wealthy corporations, dude. I just feel like he would have. I feel like he wouldn't want them to get fucking nickel and dimed by these fucking government shills, dude.
Well, the reason was simple. The church needed protection. Over the years, it's found itself the target of abundant social and legal scrutiny. In the US, Congress and the FBI investigated the church, and a New York state court actually revoked its status as a religious organization.
Christ would have been a drop shipper. Yeah. I think Christ would have been a great influencer. I would have say that. He would have crushed on Instagram.
For a time. In Japan, it lost a number of high-profile cases in the Supreme Court, mandating financial restitution from the church to donors and members. Why all this scrutiny? Well, it turns out the church's fundraising tactics aren't exactly kosher, so to speak. They regularly pressure Marx with guilt over Japanese crimes against Korea, promises of relief in the afterlife for recently deceased relatives, and expensive objects with supposedly spiritual power. Their methods are deeply manipulative and blur the lines between politics, business, and religion, but they are effective, having raised billions of dollars from Japan alone. Meanwhile, the church's favorable relationship with politicians paid off. Whether it was Kishi or the Abes, Nixon or Trump, it was always helpful for politicians to...
Why doesn't Japan simply get like ethical megachurches like we have here? This all feels kind of shady and weird. I just feel like they should build gigantic $100 million megachurches that convince old people to spend absurd amount of money on on donations. I think that would be cool.
To back up the church's legitimacy.
They're sending their best.
After all, if nationally elected leaders said the church was doing good work, it couldn't be that nefarious, right? But one family's story is illustrative of just how devastating the church's financial activities could be.
Ads? I'll pass. We're good. I'll pause. Han Senor, thank you for this prime. Pay the musician. Thank you for the 30 months. Let's pay the musician song while we're waiting. The classic.
This is the story of a samurai, destined to take on every boss. This is the story of a samurai, where there's no triumph without loss. So Atrioc, keep throwing your head against the wall, metaphorically. But Atrioc, you're not the brightest of them all. You'll win because you fall and get back up again.
What did they call us, Atrioc? Where are you?
Oh, you want me to play the Coffee Cow song? Fuck off. That song is not... I mean, it's well made, is what I will say.
What you handle all this brew. Make me a coffee cow. I don't care what you have to do. Give me more stomach so I can handle all this brew. Coffee, coffee, coffee cow. I can hear you under the moon. Coffee, coffee, coffee cow. Your wish came true.
What's interesting about that song is that it has 162,000 views. Holy fuck, I just saw that. But also that it's, you know, the Coffee Cow had no lore. So you created it. It wasn't like you were making a song about established lore. You created the whole wizard and all that stuff. It was for the song. All right.
Middle-aged Japanese mother, the typical mark for the church's spiritual financial schemes, was manipulated over the course of years into donating the equivalent of $750,000 to the church. Her family's business collapsed. Her oldest son, stricken with cancer, committed suicide because he couldn't afford treatment. Her youngest son abandoned his college education because his family no longer had enough money to support him.
Jesus!
He, too, attempted suicide in 2005 so that his family might be able to make use of his life insurance. Though he survived, that youngest son couldn't let go of the trauma the church had wrought. When he saw earlier this year that Shinzo Abe had addressed a Unification Church gathering, he resolved to finally take action. Bound by Japan's strict gun regulations, he formulated his own gunpowder from fertilizer and built a shotgun at home from wood blocks and metal pipes. With 2 shots from this homemade shotgun, Tetsuya Yamagami rang an alarm in Japan's collective consciousness. All of a sudden, calls erupted.
Okay. First of all, okay, I'm just going to be real here. There's nothing Giga Chad about political assassination, bro. Just to be clear, I do not think taking a shotgun, a homemade shotgun, and shooting people is a Giga Chad move, all right? But that being said, it's weird that he chose this target based on this story, because it sounds like what Shinzo Abe did is not too different from what like Trump did or what. Just speak lip service to this church so you get support or votes or whatever. Like, if he's gonna extrajudicially assassinate somebody, shouldn't he find like the leader of this church? Keep watching, you'll see.
For investigations into the church and its relationships with various politicians. And so, in a way, the assassin won. Public opinion has soured on the church and on Abe.
That's insane.
With this turn in public opinion, it seems the answer is clear. The Unification Church ought to lose its status as a religious organization. Except, imagine, just for a moment, the consequences of applying this standard more broadly, and it's easy to see the value in one of liberal democracy's core tenets, that democratic decision-making can't be used to deprive a minority of their basic rights. But the Unification Church is hardly a church at all. For decades, it's abused its religious status, wading into politics and leveraging its spiritual cachet to swindle the vulnerable out of hundreds of billions of yen. Yet, with a little rhetoric and a helping of political violence, what religion couldn't be convincingly described in similar terms? Religion and politics
Interesting.
are essentially inseparable because each appeals to the same moral impulses in all of us. The preacher and the politician, from the pulpit and the podium, both claim the same moral authority and righteousness.
Interesting.
That doesn't mean all churches are the same, nor does it mean we shouldn't try to keep them separate. Not least because that separation is a vital assurance that everyone has the freedom to worship as their heart and soul command.
That's the real point of it,
But
right?
it does mean a good standard is hard to come by. And different countries have reached very different solutions. The French hold to the philosophy of laïcité, total separation. Religion is almost never mentioned in political discussions or campaigns, and it's illegal even to wear symbols of religion, whether headdresses or crucifix necklaces, in government buildings. According to some, ineffective, but to most, a rather uncomfortable standard. Meanwhile, in America, a softer barrier is erected. While it's technically illegal for religious organizations to endorse political candidates, individual preachers regularly make it.
The problem with France, though, is that like every candidate has to eat a full baguette on stage before every speech. So it's like, yes, there's no religion getting in the way, but like that baguette, it slows down the process. That it's just weird, you know what I'm saying? And then also like there's a bit of a class situation to it because like the biggest candidates can afford more baguettes, so they get more speeches. And also the carbs is out of control.
It clear to their congregation whom they support. Today, conservative think tanks acquire the status of religious organizations as fundamentalist religious sentiment permeates politics, much of it hostile to democracy and the continued freedom of others to practice their own faiths. While it's easy to point to a specific case like the Unification Church and see that something is clearly wrong, it's much more difficult to draw up a set of rules that can both prevent the emergence of scam religions and maintain freedom of worship. But at the same time, it's one of those difficulties that's imperative, even urgent to grapple with, because the consequences of neglect, as Abe's death reveals, are truly dangerous.
Decentralized worship.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah,
Our
cool
work
video.
is
Banger video, interesting. It was about more about the separation of church and state and how that's handled, and less about, you know, I really wanted to go into more detail on the changing sentiment around Shinzo Abe in Japan after he died, because it's very rare that someone gets assassinated and their public opinion rating goes down. I wish I really got drilled in on that, but it was cool. I would like NFT tickets to heaven. You can get them. You deserve them. Hey, it's 10:21. I think what I'm going to do, let's see. Oh, brain drills? Did I get brain drills from Januga? Okay, wait, what? 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 I can't follow that. I can't understand this grid. I think, given that it's 10:22, I might not be able to do House MD. We have to watch something else. Something that fits into this window. Some kind of Get Smarter Saturday. Oh, what's this? That's interesting. I kind of want to make a video like this. Shit, how well did this do?
When you think of a
This is an idea I wanted to do. It's got 1 million views. Shit. I need to not watch this and then make my own. How about why Soviet? No, I need something good. What's like a really interesting video? The housing crisis is the everything crisis. I've said that already, but that's 42 minutes long. I could say it in 2 seconds. The man who lost $204 million on a trip to Vegas. Interesting. Not a big fan of Sunny V2 though. There's a Netflix password sharing bubble. Maybe the real housing crisis is Atrioc not watching House. I'm just not gonna. I don't have time. I don't have time. It'll go over. I'm sticking to. I gotta with Ari. We're not gonna watch half, bro. We're not gonna watch half a House. There's got to be one good YouTube video we can watch instead, like this 46-minute video, the actual history of balloons. You know what's funny is like, oh shit. Normally, I'm not going to watch this, but normally I'd be like, I will never watch this. 46 minutes, I'll never watch this. But now that I've watched Bionicle 9 hours, this seems low. This seems like a short video. Like, I feel like I could easily knock this out and it wouldn't even be so bad. Did it have 10 million views? It does have 10 million views. Holy shit. But wait. It's not 46 minutes. It's 2 hours and 46 minutes. Okay, it is kind of long. Wait, it's actually a fucking Lord of the Rings film. Wow. Wowzers. Card counting team hits. No. How Americans got so stupid. This is just false. Brit Monkey, dude. This is a fucking classic oi bruv situation. What about lead? We do have lead poisoning in one generation of Americans. Like Gen X, they all have lead poisoning. New York's most hated billionaire, James Dolan. He's the Knicks guy. Why Putin's power is shakier than ever. Yeah, I mean, he literally almost got cooed on. Bangladesh, how to make a country rich from scratch. History's ultimate blunders could be interesting. How Japanese wives outsmarted global finance. Damn, that sounds really interesting, but it's a little long. Actually kind of just fits. We are on the topic of Japan.
July 1st, 1999. The world is buzzing about the new millennium. The dot-com bubble is nearing its peak and the euro had just been introduced. But in Japan, a quiet revolution was starting to take place.
Okay.
A revolution that would change the landscape of global finance in ways no one could have predicted.
Being made, what she says, is millions of dollars trading currencies.
In homes across the country, a group of ordinary housewives in Japan began to venture into a world ruled by Wall Street tycoons and international banking giants. We call them the Mrs. Watanabe.
Mrs. Watanabe. Mrs. Watanabe's
Motivated by a desire to protect their families, armed with nothing more than personal computers and an unyielding resolve.
Wait, so like all those dumb Instagram Sigma ads, it's like, hey, make a bunch of money Forex trading. They did that for real? That's insane. And the librarian, I guess, has many wives.
The Mrs. Watanabes shook the global financial markets from their kitchen tables. Forever. Imagine if we could go back in time to the late 1980s.
I'm just going to tell you, based on what I know, it's actually insane how dominant Japan was becoming in the 1980s. And if you watch any 80s film, They just talk like Japan's about to take over the world. If you watch any 80s movie, it's like around business, they talk like Japan is like everyone needs to learn Japanese. Japan, like I think like, dude, something like 7 of the 10 most valuable companies in 89 were Japanese, most valuable companies in the world. It was this huge bubble. And then it all burst. The entire bubble burst. They got decades of nothing. But like in the 80s, it was just, I think I can, let's look it up. Most valuable companies, 19. Let's see. Yeah, look. Oh my God, look. Look at this. Most valuable global companies in 1989. Number 1, Japan. Number 2, Japan. Number 3, Japan. Number 4, Japan. Number 7, Japan. Number 9, Japan. Number 11, Japan. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Out of top 20, all these companies were on Japan. And then you flash forward just 10 years to 99. Fucking, it's Toyota and nothing. They're all gone, bro.
Japan's economy was booming. Its economy was so strong, it was second only to the colossal United States. This was especially true in the world of real estate and the stock market, where prices were sky high. But, as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. When the 1990s rolled in, Japan's economic bubble popped. The country's real estate and stock markets collapsed, wiping out trillions of yen in wealth almost overnight. Suddenly, the economic powerhouse was brought to its knees, and this crisis marked the start of what is now known as Japan's lost decade.
It's been like fucking lost 3 decades now, though. Honestly, Japan has been like so low growth rate.
Effort to get the economy back on track, the Bank of Japan decided to lower interest rates. Interest rates are the price you pay to borrow money. When they're high, it costs a lot to borrow, so people and businesses decide to save their money instead. When they're low, it's cheaper to borrow, encouraging people and businesses to spend and stimulate the economy. But even with these low interest rates, the Japanese economy was still struggling and regular people weren't getting much return on their savings in Japanese banks. It was during these tough times that something unexpected started.
Japanese interest rates are like now basically negative. You make nothing for saving. Everything is debt fueled. The government is more in debt in terms of GDP than any other country on earth. Japan's got problems, bro.
To happen. In Tokyo, a city that never sleeps, a surprising force was on the rise. Not in the fancy offices full of businessmen, but in the homes of ordinary people. Mrs. Watanabe. But who exactly is Mrs. Watanabe? Well, she doesn't really exist. Not as a single person, at least. In Japan, Mrs. Watanabe is like John Doe or Average Joe in English. It's the 5th most common surname in Japan and is used to represent an everyday person. In this case, the average Japanese housewife. Women are in charge of household finances in Japanese society, so they noticed the low growth of their savings in Japanese banks. Looking for better options, they started to explore beyond Japan. Their search led them to the fast-paced world of foreign exchange, or forex trading, where they could trade different currencies and potentially make a profit.
That's insane.
Over 1 million of these women began speculating in financial markets to increase their family savings, leading to the emergence of the Mrs. Watanabe movement. But little did they know what would happen next. Now, imagine you're a Japanese housewife. You're in charge of the household finances, and you've got money to invest.
Okay.
But when you look around, there are no attractive options at home. The interest rates are
get roasted.
so low that leaving your money in a savings account
husband,
feels like letting it gather dust. It's not getting your savings anywhere. This is where Mrs. Watanabe found herself. Her savings were growing too slowly in Japan's banks, so she decided to do something innovative.
Didn't this kind of happen with South Korea and crypto? Wasn't Korean, just like regular people, much more into crypto than the rest of the world? And like just average Joes in Korea were like all putting their savings in.
She thought, why not borrow money here in Japan where it's cheap, then lend it out in a country where I can get higher interest? This idea is what we call the carry trade, and that's precisely what Mrs. Watanabe did. In a carry trade, you borrow money in a currency with a low interest rate, like the yen, then use that money to invest in a different currency that offers a higher interest rate, like the Australian dollar. You get to pocket the difference of the interest you get from your deposit in the foreign bank. Imagine living in a country where fruits are currency. For every 100 apples you deposit in the Apple City Bank, they reward you with 1 extra apple each year. But then, you spot that the Orange City Bank gives out 5 extra oranges annually for every 100 oranges deposited.
Okay.
So you decide to swap your apples for oranges, pocketing those extra oranges each year. So she borrowed Japanese yen at low interest and changed them into a currency where the interest was high so she could earn more.
Yep.
The difference in interest rates was her profit. And just like that, Mrs. Watanabe found herself at the center of a financial revolution right from her kitchen table. This marked the birth of the Mrs. Watanabe carry trade phenomenon, a savvy financial maneuver that would soon attract global attention.
Interesting. Infinite money glitch?
Mrs. Watanabe
Have they
has been
patched
living
this
the
yet?
good life with the money
I
from
don't
the
think
carry
it's
trade.
as easy as it sounds.
And this wasn't just a few people. The word spread, and soon after, thousands of Mrs. Watanabe across Japan were doing the same thing. The carry trade was the hottest ticket in town, and it seemed like these good times would never end.
SBF was a Mrs. Watanabe? Yeah. He sort of carry traded crypto. At least is what they say.
According to the Financial Times, more than half of Japanese household assets are cash and bank deposits. This is unusually high since cash only represents 14% of Americans' household assets and 37% of Europeans. But there's no such thing as zero-risk profits. Just like the highest swing in the playground can give you the best ride, it can also be the scariest when things go wrong. In 1998, a storm hit the global financial market. A storm called the Russian financial crisis. Russia defaulted on its debts and created a massive earthquake for the entire global financial system. Remember the carry trade? Well, here's the downside of it. If the yen's value rises against the currency Mrs. Watanabe has put her money into, repaying the borrowed yen would lead to losses. And to the chagrin of Mrs. Watanabe, that's precisely what happened. When the Russian financial crisis hit, investors got scared. They rushed to pull their money out of risky investments and put it in safer places.
Right.
One of those safer places was the Japanese yen. As more and more people bought yen, its value went up. Her winning lottery ticket turned into a ticking time bomb. As the yen surged in value, it was more expensive for her to repay what she had borrowed. The Russian crisis turned the tables. She suddenly was in the eye of the storm, and her plans for healthy returns were swept away by the unexpected surge in the yen's value. The gap between interest rates shrank. The Russian financial crisis was a chilling reminder that even the best strategies can falter. It was a wake-up call for Mrs. Watanabe and all the other carry traders out there, reminding them that their business was not at all risk-free. In the aftermath of the Russian financial crisis, Mrs. Watanabe and others involved in the carry trade were left licking their wounds. Meanwhile, back in Japan, the government was dealing with its own economic challenges. Even after being the world's first country to introduce a zero-interest rate policy in April 1999,
Wow.
Japan was still facing a new
I didn't know they were at zero interest as early as 99. That's crazy.
monster.
That's
deflation.
crazy.
Deflation is when the overall level of prices in an economy decreases, incentivizing people not to spend their money by delaying their purchases because they expect prices to fall further. In response to this, in 2001, the Bank of Japan decided to take another bold step to fight this deflation. It became the first country ever to introduce a policy known as quantitative easing, or QE for short. This practice has since been adopted by other central banks worldwide, particularly during the 2008 financial crisis, and more recently during the pandemic. In simple terms, QE is when a central bank, like the Bank of Japan, creates new money and uses it to buy government bonds, or a title where the government promises to pay back the borrowed money at a certain time and with a certain interest rate that are both fixed during the creation of the bond. This floods the economy with money, lowers interest rates even further, and encourages people and businesses to borrow and
I am wondering if this video is GPT. It does. I'm wondering.
It's like adding fuel to a fire to make it burn brighter. For Mrs. Watanabe, this was a double-edged sword.
Like just the way it's more like the stilted way it's talking, and then it repeats its point a lot. But it's interesting. I still think it's an interesting topic, so I'm gonna watch it. But I am.
On one hand, the even lower interest rates in Japan meant that the potential profits from the carry trade were higher, and on the other hand, the risks associated with the carry trade were still fresh in her mind. The introduction of quantitative easing was a defining moment in Japan's economic history.
I took Ari there.
It represented a significant shift in the Bank of Japan's approach to managing the economy. And for our Mrs. Watanabe, it was yet another twist in her financial journey. As we enter the new millennium, Japan is still working hard to fix its economic problems. Yet, even with all the risks, the carry trade was still attractive to many Japanese retail investors. The potential for more profits is too hard to ignore, especially now that the yen is cheaper to borrow, thanks to the Bank of Japan's quantitative easing policy. Around 2005, a significant number of Japanese housewives ventured into online currency trading, and the term Mrs. Watanabe started to become really popular around the world. The typical Mrs. Watanabe was in her mid-30s, computer savvy, known in Japan as clickety-clicks, and often traded foreign exchange markets using her own money, family savings, or borrowed cash via margin accounts. Many of them began with forex trading because the transactions were easy for a beginner investor to understand. At that time, the media was filled with stories about the so-called real housewives of Japan.
So much money.
The New York Times interviewed a number of middle-class Japanese homemakers who moonlight as amateur currency speculators. In their 2007 story, the Times went on to explain, tens of thousands of married Japanese women ventured into online currency trading in the last year and a half, playing the markets between household chores or after tucking the children into bed. While the overwhelmingly male world of traders and investors here mocked them as kimono-clad Mrs. Watanabes, these women collectively emerged as a powerful force, using Japan's vast wealth to sway prices and confound economists, to the point where their carry trade strategy caught the attention of way bigger fish. Hedge funds and banks entered the game when they understood the process, borrowing from countries with low exchange rates and investing in countries with high exchange rates, especially the Australian and US dollar. This strategy has remained profitable despite academic literature that should have arbitrated away this free lunch. As time went by, many new actors entered the market, so many in fact, that it started to get global attention. The attention was not all positive, though. Some financial experts warned of the risks the Mrs. Watanabes were taking.
So I'm watching
because
I'm
worried
actually
about
interested.
What would happen if another financial crisis caused a rapid unwinding of carry trades, just like what happened during the Russian financial crisis. For that reason, in 2006, the Bank of Japan voted the end of quantitative...
I think the financial... the sucker's bet that everyone in the globe falls in again and again is anytime there's a way to make small amounts of money guaranteed with... No, I'm sorry. It's like 90% chance your money goes up a little bit, 10% chance you lose it all. Anytime something like that exists, the world can't fathom the long tail event, the black swan event, you know? The low chance but will eventually happen and wipe everything out. People just, yeah. They just assume it never happens because it doesn't happen likely. And then when it eventually does happen, it fucks over everything. That's what people have already suckered in.
Quantitative easing and began to move away from its zero interest rate policy. increasing interest rates slowly. This shift reduces the appeal of the yen carry trade, as the cost of borrowing in yen would increase. The goal was to make the yen rise and the carry trade less attractive and riskier. A rising yen would make it more expensive to pay back these loans at the same time that the yield differential or potential profit would narrow if Japanese rates rise. Which lead Dennis Gartman, editor and publisher of the Gartman Letter, a Virginia-based investment advisory service at that time, to say, "The unwinding of such enormous positions shall either be done slowly and over a great deal of time and likely in tears, or it shall be done swiftly, massively, and accompanied not only by tears, but also by a great deal of pain."
Yeah.
For now, however...
That's how I feel about the world economy right now. Like, either the massive amounts of unproductive debt that everything, companies, individuals, and countries have accumulated over the past couple decades is either unwound slowly with crippling inflation, so there's not immediate pain, but things just get worse and worse and worse and costs get more, or it's done quickly with a crash that also is like, I don't see how one of those two things is not
only by tears, but also by a great deal of pain. For now, however, Mrs. Watanabe was enjoying her moment in the spotlight. Her story was an example of how ordinary people, using their savings and a bit of risk-taking, could make waves in the global financial market. But as they would soon find out, a huge financial storm way bigger than anything they've experienced so far was starting to form on the horizon.
Ba-da-ba-bum.
2008 was a tumultuous year for the economy.
What the heck is going on down here? I don't know.
Many economists now believe this downturn will be the most severe since the recession of the early 1980s.
The 2008 financial crisis was bigger than anything Mrs. Watanabe had faced before. The crisis started in the United States with the collapse of Lehman Brothers, a massive investment bank.
China might be having their own Lehman Brothers moment right now. I mean, I was actually just reading. I'll go into it on Monday. Actually, hold on.
As this giant investment bank crumbled, global financial markets spiraled down, sinking many economies across the globe into a deep recession. Just like during the Russian financial crisis, worldwide investors shaken by the turmoil scrambled for safety.
34 days.
They pulled their money out of risky investments and rushed to buy safer assets, including, you guessed it, the familiar Japanese yen. It could this week.
Oh shit, we skipped.
Money!
It is money. Yen even.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I just got back.
You want to hang out?
Yeah, if you want. If you're not busy.
This video's got 10 minutes left, and then I'm ready.
Okay, I thought you were watching House or something.
No, it's almost 11.
But I can't see the Joler.
They are jolering, and they're chicken walking,
too. Yeah, but I can't see it, though, so...
Well, that's on you, I guess, because there they are, all right?
Okay, there we go. That's fine with me.
There's jolers and chicken walks.
I love the Jolers. It's very chicken walk.
It's very chicken walk when they joler.
Yeah. But you're really burnt.
Babe, I'm not burnt. It's gonna fade into a nice tan.
It just looks really bad.
Babe,
it's like angry.
It's not angry. It's not
all
red.
Right. I'm chicken walking away. And
all right, I'll see you very soon. Hey, is there any food? Because I'm quite hungry.
When we went, the kitchen was closed.
Triscuits and cheese. I'm gonna have.
Okay,
actually.
sounds great.
Shot up too. For Mrs. Watanabe, this was a case of deja vu.
All right, let's do
the
it right
rise
here.
in
Okay.
yen meant paying back her borrowed yen for carry trades would cost her more. In the face of this reality, carry trades started to unravel rapidly. The Mrs. Watanabes, in a state of panic, rushed to escape their positions. And it wasn't just Mrs. Watanabe. Thousands of retail investors across Japan who had once enjoyed the profits of the carry trade found themselves facing significant losses. The magic money-making machine had turned into a nightmare. Many amateur traders suffered.
Surely nothing like that will ever happen in the continued proclamation to constantly buy the dip of 7 big tech stocks. Surely the average retail trader across America and maybe even the world who is consistently told that if they can just continually buy the dip on these 7 stocks, they can never stop going up. There will be no downside, and there is no way that this ripple effect might happen where it starts to go down and people sell because they're scared, and the more people sell because it goes down more.
Huge and sudden losses, as they learned that while the transactions may be simple, the global macroeconomic forces affecting foreign exchange markets are the complete opposite. One woman, interviewed by The Times, lost nearly $100,000, her family's entire savings,
yikes,
in just 1 week. The 2008 global financial crisis was a brutal wake-up call about the risks tied to the carry trade. It served as a sobering experience for Mrs. Watanabe and her fellow traders, making their time in the global spotlight feel like a distant past. The crisis also marked a turning point. It was the moment when the world truly realized how interconnected our global financial system is, and how quickly a crisis in one country can spread to others.
So they became day traders? Wait, why are Japanese housewives...
Mrs. Watanabe was not one to be easily...
Why are Japanese housewives all fucking Sigmas who go to Hustlers University? Why are they doing Forex trading, day trading, and fucking drop shipping, bro? What?
They deterred. Despite the losses, they continued to trade, with many keeping their activities secret due to cultural attitudes towards money earned through trading. She learned from these experiences, and instead of retreating, she became more knowledgeable and disciplined in her investing strategies. In the aftermath of the crisis, Japanese retail investors, including Mrs. Watanabe, began reorienting their financial compasses. They moved away from carry trades and started to explore new ways to invest their money. Day trading was one of these new avenues. With carry trades, Mrs. Watanabe was thinking long-term, but that wasn't the case anymore with day trading. She became way more aggressive in her strategy. As the New York Times explained, one reason Japan's homemakers can move markets is that they hold the purse strings of the nation's $12.5 trillion in household savings. For more than a decade, that money languished in banks here at low interest rates. Day trading provided Mrs. Watanabe with the opportunity to exercise a level of financial autonomy that was often lacking in traditional work roles.
Interesting.
Leveraging the nation's household savings to move markets and generate more income for her savings was a significant shift from her earlier strategy of carrying trades where she had to wait for profits to roll in. Several women traders who really put Japanese home trading on the map emerged during this period. Fumie Wakabayashi, author of I Like Stocks and creator of a Nintendo DS investment game, who made significant strides in Japanese home trading. Yukiko Ikibe, author of The Secret of FX, who found success earning some $4 million trading commodity futures and currencies over 3 years. And Mayumi Tori, a single mom who created a support group called the FX Beauties Club and also authored a book of the same name. Mrs. Watanabe's shift from carry trading to day trading wasn't an isolated incident.
They sold courses.
It was part of a larger trend in Japan, and in fact around the world. Day trading was on the rise, and retail investors like Mrs. Watanabe were leading the charge. How? Great question. Well, there were a few reasons. First, the technology needed for day trading had become widely available. With a computer and an internet connection, anyone could trade from the comfort of their own home. Second, there were new educational resources available. Online courses, webinars, and tutorials taught people how to day trade. This new chapter in Mrs. Watanabe's story showed that she was not just a one-trick pony. She was a versatile player in the world of finance.
Multiple people, man.
Day trading had its own set of challenges and risks, but it also came with fresh opportunities. Fast forward to 2013, and the Japanese economy is at a crossroads.
Chat's finally bored.
The national debt to GDP ratio is at 230%, the highest among developed countries.
Yikes.
For almost 2 decades now in Japan, deflation has been rampant. The prices and wages kept dropping. To avoid ending up like Europe, which is battling serious debt issues, Japan needed extreme solutions. In December 2012, Shinzo Abe became Japan's prime minister.
And nothing bad ever happened to him.
He launched an ambitious plan called Abenomics, which had several strategies, but 2 main ones were: 1. Monetary stimulus. The Bank of Japan was instructed to print more money to stop deflation until inflation hits 2%, a rate many economists argue to be optimal. A little inflation would stimulate the economy to start spending again and attract more investment. 2. Fiscal stimulus. The government decided to spend as much money as possible on things like schools, healthcare, and infrastructure. The aim is to create jobs, stimulate construction, encourage businesses to grow, and hopefully boost the economy.
Yeah.
Initially, Abenomics seemed successful. Japan's stock market, the Nikkei, went up by 30% in the first 3 months of Abe's mandate. In March 2013, the Financial Times of London wrote, "Welcome back, Mrs. Watanabe."
Printing money always works really well in the short term.
As the effects of Abenomics start to trickle down to consumers and private investors in the world's third largest economy, and as global recovery hopes brighten, this canny player of global currencies and interest rates has begun to stir once more. By late May 2013, however, the Japanese stock market took a huge tumble and is struggling to recover. Many blame Mrs. Watanabe for cashing out on the quick profits she earned over the past few months while the stock market climbed. At that time, many finance people around the world were closely following Mrs. Watanabe's behavior. Does she know something about the stock market or the future of Abenomics that the rest of the world doesn't? As we mentioned earlier, more than half of Japanese household assets are cash and bank deposits. In a deflationary environment, it's completely logical for Mrs. Watanabe to preserve her cash instead of using it, simply because if prices are falling, her cash could buy more next week than it could this week.
Yeah.
So it's best to hang on to it. If Abenomics works as planned, inflation will make prices go up, and this might encourage Mrs. Watanabe to start spending her saved money. She could decide to go shopping, which is what Mr. Abe hopes for, as this would help local businesses and create jobs. Also, if interest rates stay low, the chance to earn more returns might draw Mrs. Watanabe back to the stock market. At that time, Japan's economy was bigger than Germany's and Italy's combined, so whatever happens in Japan will definitely affect other places. That's precisely the reason why so many financial actors paid close attention to Mrs. Watanabe. How she manages her money, and whether she chooses to spend, save, or invest, will give big hints about...
The entire time he is talking about one woman in Japan who has all of the money. She's actually... she's very powerful, very influential. She... yeah. She invented...
what might happen in global markets in the coming months and years. The power of the purse has never been more significant. Fast forward to today, Mrs. Watanabe has gone through quite a journey. She's been a budget manager, a carry trader, a day trader, and an icon in the financial world. She's weathered financial crises and adapted to changing market conditions. In today's financial landscape, Mrs. Watanabe remains a force to reckon with. The proliferation of digital platforms and the democratization of financial markets have made it easier than ever for retail investors like Mrs. Watanabe.
If you're going to make an AI written script, and I'm not saying this is, but it feels like it is, can you get a human to read it with normal emphasis? The thing I hate the most is the way this guy's line is delivered, because it sounds like robotic. It sounds like the words are choppy the way it's written.
To participate in day trading.
Just go
It's
on
no longer an
Fiverr.
activity reserved for professional traders in big financial firms. Anyone with a computer, an internet connection, and a bit of knowledge can get involved. And Mrs. Watanabe, with her years of experience and financial instincts, is right in the thick of it. In the end, the story of Mrs. Watanabe is about more than just finance. It's about resilience, adaptability, and the courage to take risks. It's about ordinary people making extraordinary impacts. And most of all, it's about how anyone, even a humble housewife managing her family budget, can become a player on the global financial stage. So what's next for Mrs. Watanabe? As technology continues to advance, new tools and platforms are emerging that make trading even more accessible. With apps and online platforms, trading is becoming something that anyone can do, anywhere, anytime. At the same time, markets are becoming more volatile. Political tensions, economic uncertainties, and global events are causing rapid fluctuations in currency values. For day traders like Mrs. Watanabe, this volatility can be both a challenge and an opportunity. And so, as we close this chapter on Mrs. Watanabe's journey, we're left with a sense of admiration for this everyday housewife who dared to venture into the world of global finance, and in doing so, changed the game forever. Thank you for watching.
All right. Overall, I like the topic a lot. Did not love that video, but okay. Well, sorry to end on that. But way cooler than a house MD. That's what I'm saying, you know? Anyway, look at the comments in this vid. Let me see. What are the comments? Respect to these women. However, there are many more horror stories than success stories. For one person that succeeds in trading 500 to lose money, 100%. I mean, it's the same with crypto, bro. So many people lost a little bit of money in crypto. Just untold number of people lost like a little bit to a medium bit. Not enough to like tell everybody or completely collapse, but enough to feel like they got fucked over. And a few people made a lot of money. And we don't hear their stories, yeah. Dude, these comments seem generated too. They're so generic. Wait, is this whole thing fucking AI, dude? The Market Whisperer. One video? Oh my god, this whole thing is an experiment. This whole thing is an AI generated fucking video script, voice, and comments. Holy God. All right, well, we'll end on that sobering note. AI is going to take my job, dude, in fucking 4 years. It's over. I can't make a Marketing Monday. They're going to make like 50 of them on the... guys, thanks for watching. What was I going to say? Probably not live tomorrow unless Stans wants to play games. But I think I'm going to try to literally not go live tomorrow because I want to make sure I have Marketing Monday for Monday. I'm very excited to do it. There's good topics. It's been an interesting week. I've been reading a lot of interesting stuff. So probably not going to be live tomorrow. We'll be back Monday with a nice even tan. Marketing Monday. I hope you see it. Hope you come by. Thanks for watching. Appreciate. Much love. Also, a hurricane might hit my house and knock out my power. So hopefully no hurricane situation. Though if there is a hurricane on this house, I will go live and I'll report from the middle of the storm, okay? And dox myself. And invite you guys all to come over. So, see you when I see you. Peace. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Good day. Bye. Bye. Adios.